I'm alive.
Good morning.
Good morning, people.
What tayo mag-start? Sabi ni Kay.
Kay Marie Gonzalez.
Hi Kay, good morning.
Yan, ganyan. Good morning, people. Hi, ma'am, sir, watching here, Doha, Qatar. Hi, Dowell, Ilaw.
Dowell. Oy, si Norge talaga. Perfect attendance ka talaga. Ikaw na.
North Peñalosa. Hi. Good morning.
Perfect
Kay
attendance.
Marie Gonzalez. Hello po. Hi, Kay. Good
Hi.
morning.
Si Norge, perfect attendance. John Sayer. Oh, nagka-comment. Nababasa ko yung mga comments niya dun sa ano.
Hi, John.
Hi po.
Maricor del Rosario.
Hi, Maricor. I'm an aspiring international student, soon to stay in Mississauga. Yeah,
Oy!
we'll see you.
Papakilala ka namin sa mga kakilala naming international students dito. Malaki na ang community.
Here from UAE, congrats sa inyo, sabi ni Alon.
Kalyan.
Thank you, Alon.
May Ching, di ba nagme-message sa'yo yan?
Si Mei Ching. Sharecast.
Hi po.
Hi.
Pa-shout out naman, I'm Cheryl, always
Hi,
watching
Cheryl.
our vlogs. Oo, hi Cheryl.
Si May.
Pangalan mo yung sister ko, Cheryl. Jinky, Niner.
Hi, Kakabsa. Hi, Kabsa. Musta? Tay, tumakbak ko. Shout out for Kayaban family from San Mateo. Oy, San Mateo, Isabela. Oy,
Kailyan.
Hi, Mikhail.
Congratulations, stay safe. Thank you.
Hi, thank you, Sarah Katrina Chan. Oy, sa South St. Marie. Yeah, sabi ko nga, hindi naman kasi tayo pare-pareho ng background, hindi tayo pare-pareho ng when it comes to education, sa work experience, sa gustong kunin na program, tsaka syempre sa family at saka sa kakilala. Sa pagpili nyo kasi kung saan kayo mag-aaral, kung saang province, lagi kong sinasabi kung saan yung yung unang-una yung pinaka makakatipid kayo sa tuition kasi yun yung pinaka mabigat kapag international student kayo.
Mura.
Hindi, pero I mean, depende kasi. Maraming factors yan eh. Not only tuition. Like for example, meron kayong matitirhan na kakilala ninyo who can help you with your accommodation na pwedeng libre or mas makakamura. Lalo kung may kids kayo nakasama, iba pa rin yung may kakilala kayo sa community ninyo. Kasi syempre laking tulong yun. Ang hirap mag-umpisa na kayo lang. Another thing, yung people na kakilala nyo doon sa community
nagsimula
na
naman tayo lang.
Hindi, kahit na may kakilala tayo. So, yung tutulong sa inyo sa pag-refer sa trabaho, sa mga discarding. Siyempre, sa pagpunta nyo pa lang dito, wala pa kayong sasakyan, wala pa kayong alam sa lugar. Siyempre, kung mag-open kayo ng bank account, kukuha kayo ng SIN ninyo. So, yung mga bagay na yan, ang laking tulong na may kakilala kayo. So, tuition, location, job, mga kakilala, job opportunity, mga willing na taong tumulong sa inyo na walang kapalit. At saka of course, yung sa program ninyo. And of course, yung PR pathway. So, hindi kunwari dito nag-aral si ganito, okay daw dito. You have to consider, iba yung background niya, iba yung background niya, iba yung program niya, iba yung program mo. Kung nagkataong it works for her, well and good. If you think it's gonna work for you, then go for it. Diba? I think you may. Yeah, Mei Ching, I think.
Oo nga, nababasa ko yan.
Kay Maria, tama. Hi, Kevin. Alam mo, feeling ko kapag sinasabi mo yung pangalan mo may mali. Kevin. Kevin. Parang gusto ko Kevin, pero Kevin.
Kay Marie Gonzalez,
Ano ba ang pronunciation yan? Kevin O Kevin.
Kevin ang pangalan niyan, for sure.
Kevin.
Sarah Katrina Chan.
Sorry, this is just a joke between me and Rona. Si Rona. Kasi si Rona, taga Bisaya siya. Tapos ano siya, Iloilo. Kaso wala kasi siyang punto. Pero minsan nagjo-joke kami. Tapos sabi niya, paano mo nalamang taga Ilonggo ako? Sabi niya, tawa ko na tawa. Ang galing. Yun lang, na-share ko lang.
Sarah Katrina Chan, for SDS po ba? Need mag-submit ng
POF other than GIC.
To your program
well,
po.
For me, kasi guys, just to let everyone know, din sa mga hindi aware, sa processing ng study permit, because they're letting their agency do it, their consultant do it. So for those people doing DIY, there are 3 ways to submit your application. So it can be through regular online paper-based, regular application paper-based, regular online, and then another is SDS. The difference between regular and SDS is that for regular, doon na lang muna tayo kay SDS. Si SDS or Student Direct Stream, mas mataas yung chance of approval niya and mas mabilis yung review niya. It's because you are required to pay 1 year of your tuition compared to regular na 1 term lang ang kailangan mong bayaran or just a reservation. Also with SDS, you'd have to get a GIC. So it can be with Scotiabank or with, I'm not sure if it's CIBC who offers GIC too. So CGIC ang term doon is parang from your Philippine account, from the Philippines, you would open an account either kay Scotia or CIBC. I'm not sure kung CIBC yan, but usually yung pinaka-famous talaga si Scotia. So you would open an account with Scotia. It should be under your name. And then you would have to deposit 10,000 Canadian dollars plus kasi syempre yung processing fee, ganun. So 10,000 Canadian dollars. So the money from your Philippine account, the money from your Philippine account, ide-deposit yon dito sa Canadian bank account ninyo, which is Scotia. And then, ang mangyayari doon, paglapag nyo dito sa Pilipinas, I think you would get an initial 2,000 Canadian dollars. And then the rest, hahatiin siya for 12 months. So you would parang get a portion of your 10,000 Canadian dollars per month. So meron din kasi siyang na-earn na dividend as far as I know. So nag-earn, pero maliit lang, minimal, very minimal. So
kung malaki papasok niyo, okay.
Oo, so yun yung difference. Si SDS, kung may pera naman kayo, yes, the best pa rin si SDS kasi higher chance of approval and mas mabilis yung review nila. Kasi, kumbaga, na-prove nyo na financially capable kayo to sustain yourself for 1 whole year since you already paid a 1 year tuition as well as your 1 year allowance is covered. Now, for the question, if kailangan pa ba ng additional POF for an SDS, not necessarily, because as per CIC, you are only required to show them your capability to sustain yourself and your studies for 1 whole year. But if you are going to ask me personally, I would say that yes, it would still be best if you could provide some more proof na meron pa kayong extra pera maliban doon sa 10,000 Canadian deposit ninyo dito sa Canada.
Marami.
Oo. So, ang advantage po kasi ng pag-open ng GIC dito is for those people who may bulk deposit sa account. So, what do we mean by bulk deposits? Yung bigla ang pasok ng like 500,000, 600,000. And we have to be real about this. Some people, naglo-loan sila to get funds. And that's okay. Ginagawa yun ng mga tao and that's normal. But basta ready lang kayo na parang alam nyo kung paano iba-budget nyo kasi ang bigat nun kung mag-isa lang kayong pupunta dito. Yung trabaho nyo ng 20 hours, would you be able to sustain your personal expenses here and then pay for your loan? Ang mahirap kapag may pamilya ka pang susuportahan sa Pilipinas, it's gonna be very hard and I think it would be impossible to do that. So some of the people I know na mga OFW, they would naglo-loan sila sa country like sa Dubai, gano'n, naglo-loan sila kasi mabilis ang approval ng mga loan dun sa mga partner ng country. And that's okay. So para hindi ma-track na may bulk deposit sila, because of loan, they would apply SDS. They would open an account. Kasi sa SDS, you would just have to present your certificate, and that's okay. But again, sorry, I have an explanation ko. To cut the story short, Sarah, yes, if you could just maybe add some more, like show them a bit more on your personal account or maybe sasakyan, lupa, ganon. So, business. Yeah. Paabot nga ako tissue dami. Yun. So, that's my answer, Sarah. Laging napapahabang live. Kasi ang haba kong sumagot. May Ching, my bro started. Oo. My bro, sabi ni May, my bro started also as an international student there. Yeah, marami na. Dumadami. Actually, may nagsasabi
Yung
niya
mga galing ng, ang karamihan dito galing ng Singapore, UAE.
Dubai.
Oh,
UAE.
UAE.
Sorry naman. Tapos mga skilled workers naman, KSA.
Oh.
Oo. International students, mga Singapore.
Si Tracker galing ng Saudi.
Si Mei Ching, yeah, alam mo ba, sabi may nagbanggit sa akin, before, ang boom na boom dito sa Canada, caregivers. And then now,
mahirap na kasi ngayon makapasok.
Ngayon mahirap na sa caregiver. Sa caregiver kasi dati walang educational requirement, walang IELTS. But now, may mga changes na nangyari sa caregiving community dito sa Canada kasi after 2 years of contract with their employer, they can already file for their PR. Unlike before sa mga caregiver, after 2 years ng contract nila, saka pa lang sila pwedeng mag-file. And usually, permanent residency, it takes 1 year to process. So, by then, out of status sila kung wala na silang employer, di ba? Ngayon, after finishing 2 years contract, they're automatically PR na dito. So, that's better. But because of the changes, and that gives an assurance to caregivers applying for Canada na meron silang future here. Because of that, though, they have to, level up the requirements wherein you'd have to have 72 units sa college mo. Napapa-ECA mo pa yon. So, required kayo sa ECA, sa mga papasok na caregivers. Required kayo mag-IELTS. I think that's 5 na bandwidth for general IELTS. And also, if you're going to bring your family along with you, yes, for caregivers, you can bring your family along with you, but there is meron ding POF. You have to find your employer, and it is also very important that meron kayong 1 year experience.
Pero pag nakapasok naman silang caregiver dito,
pasok na.
Years, diba,
PR na kayo. Pasok na. At saka ang kagandahan, kasama niyo yung pamilya niyo. Pero again, you'd have to have your background either nasa health profession kayo like nurses, and then mayroon kayong background sa pag-alaga ng either matanda, special child, or ng bata for 1 whole year. For mga caregiving certificates naman, you also have to have 1 year work experience. But for those people who are in Hong Kong, you don't necessarily have to have those background anymore so long as you have 72 units sa college na ipapa-ECA ninyo na dapat equivalent of 72 units siya. Hindi mo kailangan yun kasi basically, ang trabaho mo sa Hong Kong dapat either nag-aalaga ka ng bata and the child should be I think, if I'm not mistaken, should be talagang bata. Hindi yung mga 10 years old, ganun. So mga siguro sabihin na age bracket of 6 below, mas gusto nila yon.
Mara Rabinera, congratulations on the big blessing. Thank you, Mara.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Ayoko na lumapit, ang laki-laki ko na.
Sharecast, mahirap pala maghanap ng jobs dyan if wala kakilala na mag-refer. Oo, nung una, nahirapan kami.
Sa umpisa.
Kasi mga first, lang naman yun? First 2 months?
First month. December tayo dumating, January, may work na tayo.
Oo.
1 month.
Pero ang ginawa natin, naglakad-lakad tayo.
Sa umpisa parang ang hopeless kasi parang walang tatawag sa inyo.
Saka winter kasi
winter
yun.
Pa. Oo, ang hirap ng winter.
Dumating kami ng December 29. Nakahanap ako ng work January 29. Nauna kayo, di ba?
Hindi ako nag-start agad.
Ako January 29.
Ay, oo, nauna
Tapos less than 2 months, nagka-COVID. Walang trabaho.
Oo.
March 21 ako nawala ng trabaho.
Malaking factor dito ang referral. Kasi naniniwala yung mga employer na kapag magaling yung employee nila, hindi naman nila isusugal yung sarili nila na mag-refer ng taong, alam mo yun. Pero malaking factor talaga dito yung referral. Yun nga, sinasabi ko, yung kakilala nyo, sa kakilala pa rin talaga.
Yung tinitirahan namin dito, kasi si Jeremy, nirefer tong mga to. Kaya nakahanap sila.
Yeah. Exactly.
CJ Estacio, ayaw po. May ongoing application po kami for PR last January 30 with everything, no updates now since then because COVID. Anyways, congrats po sa
CJ, congratulations in advance. Claim mo na yan for your PR application.
Marami na matang na-delay na yun.
Maraming delay due to COVID.
Oo.
Stay put ka lang dyan, makukuha mo din yan. Talagang mabagal.
Nandito ka na eh. Dyan na yun.
Oo, mabagal talaga.
Alon Calyanta, is it possible that an application for student visa will be rejected due to sudden injection of funds, just in your point of view?
Yes, if it's questionable. Like for example, there is like a bulk deposit of 1 million or something, not even 600,000, and you would provide the bank statement and a bank certificate. So if the visa officer reviews your financial documents and they see that there is a certain bulk deposits that happen without proof where that money came from, then yes, they would question. And you will probably or possibly be refused of your application. And so what I did before, we also had bulk deposits in our account, but I backed it up with documents like he sold his car in KSA, his separation pay, with a COL stock certificate. I told them that we deposited this bulk amount of money on our account coming from his COL. Some because like some other stuff that you can provide, documents that you can provide where that bulk deposit came from. Because if there's no such explanation, then yes, there is a possibility. So for some people, what they do, and this is risky, this is not something that I would advise for you guys to do, because safe, of course, less risk, mas mataas yung chances of approval. But so for the bank statements, you are like required to submit maybe like 6 months worth of statements or 4 months worth of statement reason and bank certificate. But for some people who have bulk deposits and doesn't have like they don't want to show those bulk deposits, or they don't want to see how many bulk deposits there was, they would just provide a bank certificate and then explain where those money, like mayroon kaming ganito kalaking pera sa account namin because we have this businesses, blah, 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 blah. But then again, that's a risk. So it's up to you guys. Diskarte talaga yan. Marami kaming kakilalang nag-need yung moves, approve naman. Marami kaming kakilalang nag-need maayos naman, decline. Again, if it's God's will, it will happen. You will get your approval and you will get here. You just have to have faith and talagang pray for it talaga. Kasi I have...
Depende siguro sa mga visa officer.
Depende sa VO. And also,
kung mabait, kung tinatangad, approve na yan.
No, if it's really meant for you,
nakita,
I believe it will happen.
Ganon.
Parang kasi may na-post lang kanina sa group. We have a friend who's got refused with an application for a whole family of 1 OWP and 3 kids. So they have a proof of fund of like more than 2 million, but they they got refused. They got refused for their application. And so this person who just got an approval for OWP was an OFW, PNF Filipino, OFW sa Malaysia. I'm not sure where, but it's abroad. Alam nyo ba ang POF lang nila is si OWP lang pala kasi meron na si SP dito. Si OWP 370K joint bank account pa yun. Plus yung lang bahay at lupa. Approved siya. Kasi per technicality, CIC naman, sabi nila, 4K lang naman ang OWP. Diba? Lagi ko lang sinasabing mas mataas, mas maganda. Pero again, this proves that kapag it is really meant for you guys to be here, it's gonna happen. Don't rush things. Just have faith. Saan tayo? So I hope I was able to answer your question, Alon.
Si Merly Senining.
45 viewers. Thank you.
Malapit lang ba ang etobi ko dyan? Malapit lang. Kasi nagdi-deliver na ako. Hindi ko alam. Andun na ako. Siguro mga 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah. Bakit?
Lilipat ka?
Doon ka ba?
Guys, pakita ko sa inyo. May tinatawaran akong Honda Pilot. Tinawaran ko ng 2,000. Come and take it. Sabi
Okay.
Seryoso, 2000. 2003. Ang nakapost siya ng 3,000. Honda Pilot.
Kailangan kasi namin yung family
Pakita ko
car.
sa inyo. Di ba ang mura? Yan.
8-seater siya.
8-seater.
Pang family kasi balak na namin kunin yung mga kids. So, hindi obra na isa lang yung
Nag-message siya ngayon. Yan sabi.
Come
and take it.
Parang naman totoo. Wala tayong parking. Kaya saan? Asa na tayo?
Ay, naku.
Si Kevin.
Kevin, congratulations po sa inyo.
Itama mo yung pronunciation ko sa pangalan mo. Alexia de la Cruz, what lab test did you have to go through for your medical? Lab test. So the regular ba? Yung regular na lab test ba? Wait, puntahan ko si para sure tayo dun sa website na pinuntahan namin clinic. So hindi kami nagpunta dun sa St. Luke's tsaka sa yung isa. Dun kami sa National Health System sa Baguio. For the reason that mas convenient siya para sa amin kasi Baguio, doon naman kami matagal na matagal. Also, hindi ganun kahaba ang pila. Before, pwede ang walk-in. Unlike sa St. Luke's, kailangan mo magpabook ng appointment before. So, dyan sa National Health System sa Baguio, before COVID happens, pwede ang walk-in. Tapos, ang bilis lang namin natapos. Parang ganun. So, natuwa ako. So, ang required... Okay. So, dito sa website nila, kailangan nyo na mag-appointment dahil kay COVID. So, asa na ba siya? Baguio. Kunwari sa Baguio ko. So, unang-una sa amount muna. Kapag 0 to 4 years old sa National Health System, ang babayaran nyo 2,960. Meron din sila ibang location. Cebu, meron sila Manila, sa Makati. Meron 5 to 10 years old, 3,680. 11 to 14 years old, 6,000. 15 years and above, 11,750. So, yun yung binayaran namin. Pero meron kaming additional. But wait, I'm gonna show you kung ano yung mga kailangan ninyo. So, kailangan nyo ng the usual HIV health checklist. Wait lang. Ano ba yung mga, sabi niyo mga usual nakita ko yun dito, wait lang. Pero kami nadagdagan kasi ako may tattoo. Tapos, so may additional, additional yun. So, doon sa sinabi kong 11,000 plus, nandun na yung x-ray, nandun na yung, yung tests doon.
HEPA.
HIV. Hindi, yung HEPA binayaran natin yun because ako may tattoo, ikaw may piercing.
Oh.
Yata.
Oh.
Oh, yun. Basta, andito yung list, guys. Sorry, hindi ko na matandaan. Pero check nyo yung website ni National Healthcare, Nationwide Health Systems. Ako sa Baguio, tapos meron namang iba, ganon. So, covered lahat dun sa 11,000 plus. Pero may additional payment for those people with tattoos or piercings. So, yun na siya. Hindi ko na alam kung ano yung mga nandoon. Basta sure ako, nandoon yung HIV, nandoon yung... Or yung HIV yung binayaran natin additional because...
Hindi, yung HEPA ang binayaran natin additional.
Yung
kasi
HIV X-ray.
Oo.
May mga HIV X-ray na natatandaan ko yun.
Hindi naman mahigpit
Hindi mahigpit.
Kasi nung magpapamedical kami dati, natatakot siya kasi baka bumagsak kami sa medical.
Sa lungs. Kasi ang dami ko nababasa, napaparanoid ako na nagpa-X-ray sila, tapos may nakitang lung scar dahil lang sa ubo-ubo, tapos sabi, balik na naman.
Ang dami naming biniling Bear Brand sterilized.
Oo.
Hindi namin nainom namin mga isang baso lang.
Sabi ko, wait lang, inom tayo. So, kasi nabasa ko, dapat daw Bear Brand sterilized for 1 week bago ang medical. Sabi, yun. Pero hindi namin naubos. Pero pumasa naman kami sa awan ni Lord. Talagang para sa amin ang Canada.
Sabay yung application. Kay Marie Gonzalez, how many months na po si baby?
Check ko. Na-curious din.
6 months na, magsi-6 months na yan.
Ay, hindi. Ako hindi. Tinitingnan ko yung test.
Magsi-6 months na si baby. Geoffrey Edulan, ano po previous work nyo sa Pinas and your target line of work in Canada after studies?
Sino sa amin? Ay, ako. Siyempre ako. Previous work ko, actually, marami ako. Naging iba-iba. jack of all trades ako. So, I was
Ako macho dancer. Maniniwala ba kayo? Joke lang.
dancer.
Hindi?
So, I was a quality analyst before sa BPO. So, aside from that, I was also an admin assistant of an insurance company. So happens na Canadian company yung insurance, like Manulife.
Pwede siyang mag-work.
And then also I was a part of Worldwide Fund Philippines. It's a non-government organization. Kung nakikita niyo yung PANDA, yung Earth Hour yon. So naging part ako kasi may project noon ganun sa province namin noon. Yung WWF. So I was a communications officer then, working for them. And so I work in a non-government organization. And then after that, I was a unit manager sa BPO then. So equivalent of a team leader. So I was a unit manager and like I handle people. I do yung mga usual things that team lead, yung mga team leads yung ginagawa nila. So basically, nasa admin yung lahat ng mga work background ko. So from handling people, doing reports, yung sa ano naman sa non-government naman admin pa rin siya. May konting alam din ako sa paggawa ng mga layout ng mga newsletter, paggawa ng newsletter, pagsusulat, although hate ko talagang pagsusulat. After that, ang target ko is just simply to get an NOCB job. So any admin assistant work, for me to get an experience under NOCB. Hopefully, I'm confident. I have to be confident. I'm not here for no reason, diba? So I need to get an NOCB job. So admin assistant, any admin stuff. And then after 1 year, I could file for a CEC or another pathways that meron tayong PNP, yung mga international student pathway. Meron ding federal skilled work if I'm not mistaken. So, tatlong pathway yung pwede kong gawin dito sa Ontario.
Dapat pag maraming option para...
Oo. So, I'm looking into
yung
that. And I know people kasi who's ahead of me. Who was on the same program, who is doing the same things that I want to do in order for me to get our PR. And they are willing to help us and guide us through our application. So, yun nga yung sinasabi ko, find people who will be willing to help you. Not only during your job hunting, during your job hunting time, job hunting season din yung pagdating na dito, yung pag-adjust nyo until such time na build your network.
Tama.
Build your network.
Ilaw. Hi, off topic po. May idea po kayo if in demand po ang Revit.
Alam mo, any skilled work in demand dito, pero hindi ko alam yan.
Po ba siya?
Tingnan natin.
Kumusta naman po yung pag-Uber mo dyan, si Sir Sarge? Sa mga power tools ba yan? Alam ko.
Lahat ng lahat ng
mag-aaral ako ng ganyan
actually. Mga ganon. Lahat ng mga skilled work dito in demand. Pero
yung pang sa pwede yan sa mga aeroplano. Ayaw ko ganyan. Kamusta naman?
Tingnan nyo, ang dami nagana. Mechanical Revit Drafter dito sa Mississauga. Structural CAD Revit Technologist. Tingnan natin yung qualification nila ha. Let's just check one. Gusto ko to. Tingnan natin yung qualification niya. Is that on an engineering background? I mean, hindi kami familiar sa ganyan, pero tingnan natin.
Yung ko to, hindi ako nag-Uber kasi G2 pa lang ako dito eh. DoorDash saka Skip.
So technical diploma from an accredited college with an emphasis on civil structural engineering technology. Well,
gaaral ka, meron nga 3 months lang yun.
Pero experience is an advantage here.
Mm-hmm.
So you have an experience, not necessarily if you don't have the certificate yet or the back education for it yet, but they would consider you probably because of your experience.
Sa work background yun.
Kasi parang yung isang kakilala namin dito, sa mechanic naman ng aeroplane. Oh, di ba? Hindi siya nag-aral dito.
$24.
Pero nakuha niya yung trabaho kasi yung
Mechanic
background
helper
niya.
siya dati sa Singapore.
Nakuha niya yung trabaho.
$24 siya. Eh ako gusto kong mag-aaral pa ng ganun siya. Nakapasok na.
Any skilled jobs, may mga technical.
3 months.
Malakas yung advantage dito. Kevin, tama po kayo, Kevin name ko. Oh my God, Kevin, I hate you. Charot.
Pa-shoutout po.
Pa-shoutout po. Bacabis family from Kevin. Sana ma-approve na yung sa CNA. Thanks po. Sana. You have to
Good luck.
Pray.
Oo. Ito si Teddy. Hi, Teddy. Good morning. Thank you.
Teddy Kalaguran. Is that Kalaguan?
Kalaguan. Lagi nanonood yan sa atin eh.
K. Marie
Gonzalez.
A sponsorship. Is there a possibility of rejection? There is always a possibility of rejection, guys, regardless of how many, regardless kung gaano kamalaki yung pera niyo, or Philippine is like, nasa sila ng 50-50. Mataas pa nga yung chance natin sa Pilipinas, 50-50. Sa ibang country, kapag ka nasa ibang country ka, medyo alanganin ka. Kaya for those OFW applying for an SP, we always tell them to put Philippine address for your application, regardless if you're lodging in Dubai, Malaysia, Singapore, UAE, KSA. Always put your Philippine yung Philippines as your address. Kasi sa Philippines, they syempre, it's a 50-50 pa rin, 50-50. Unlike other countries, 30-70, diba? So, regardless of sponsorship, to answer your question, dami kong paligoy-ligoy, yes, there's a possibility. But then, because you have a sponsor, aside from your own funds, again, take note, di dapat puro si sponsor. You need to have your own funds. It would increase your chances of getting an approval because, aside from your own funds, you have someone who's willing to sustain you here in Canada. Okay, so yun nga, K. Marie Gonzalez. Sarah, yeah, you're welcome. Mikhail Rock, question, need ba na related sa course ang makuha na work during PGWP? Also, if 1 year PGWP, paano po yung pagtapos na or pwede extend sa work permit? Medyo naguguluhan kasi ako sa part na yan, sabi ni Mikhail. Sino ako? Saglit buntes, kailangan ng maraming water. Okay, first of all, so assuming, Mikhail, since you're asking for just 1 year postgraduate work permit that you're only getting, or you're only on a 1 year program here in Canada eligible for PGWP, right? So for postgraduate work permit, once you're in your PGWP, you don't necessarily have to get a job connected to sorry, nag-message tong si JC. Hi JC, miss na kita. Halika na dito, mag-live na tayo. Sabi niya, watching from Hamilton. Sabi ni JC. Hi JC. Okay, sorry, going back, Mikhail. Ano kaya, mag-collab tayo JC. Pwedeng mag-login ka. Charot. Sorry. Okay.
Ay, JC, may nagbebenta ng pilot. Kukunin ko ata.
Benta niya daw.
Benta ko na sa'yo yung, magkunin mo na yung ano.
Pwede pag over ang V8 dati na ano. Tigilan mo, mag-asos. Ang dali may sinasagot ako ang gulo-gulo ng si Mikhail. So, 1 year postgraduate.
Sige, ikaw muna.
1 year postgraduate.
Pag-isipan ko muna to.
Hindi kailangan na related sa program mo. Pero make sure na yung kukunin mong trabaho, makakapag-PR ka doon. The thing is, bitin yan. Kasi kung ang pathway mo is CEC, 1 year work experience yan, wala ka ng time para mag-file para sa PR mo. Kasi 1 year nga, di ba? So, paano nga? Now, you have to find yourself an employer who would be willing to give you an LMIA. Ang swerte mo pag nahanap ka ng ganun. Because after your postgraduate work permit or during your postgraduate work permit, and your employer, sana totoo, sana mangyari sa'yo, employer is willing to give you an LMIA para pag nag-expire yung PGWP mo, transfer ka, mag-close work permit ka na. So, close work permit na yung ipaprocess nila for you. And then, you can stay here in Canada pa under that permit and get your experience that you need for your PR. Another thing, kunwari, sabi niya, pwede bang extend yung work permit? If PGWP, pwede bang extend? So yun nga sinasabi ko, you have to get an LMIA from your employer. You have to talk to an employer who would be willing to give you an LMIA so that you can get a work permit, but it's no longer going to be your postgraduate work permit kasi ang postgraduate work permit, guys, can only be given once sa buong buhay mo. Never na. So for other people who just gotten like one program after graduation, hindi mo na sila nag-apply ng PGWP nung naramdaman nilang tagilid sila sa experience tsaka sa PR. So what they do is they apply for another program para makakuha sila ng postgraduate work permit na either 3 years kasi one program plus another program is it would give you what it would you would be eligible for a postgraduate work permit of 3 years or 2 years. So depende yan. I'm not saying 3 years again. But for those people getting a 2-year program, it's automatically 3-year postgraduate work permit. That's the reason why I'm always saying get a 2-year program unless you are very sure that in your 1-year program study here and 1-year postgraduate work permit, prior to that expiring, you'd get your PR. So yeah, I hope that's clear. Naguluhan ka ba lalo, Mikhail? Nez Amarante, how did you convince the visa officer that you will go back after study? Okay, discussion about my SOP. Paano ko siyang na-convince? Inorte ako. Charot. And they have to say, so that's where my kids came in. And family orientation of being a Filipino. So Filipinos are known to be family oriented. So I have my family to go back to. My kids are there in the Philippines. And so I don't have any other choice but to go back because I would want to raise them and for them to grow up with me, taking care of them, of course. So this is just a 2-year plan that after that I'd go home. Also, another thing is I told them that since Sarki has a background on the food industry and I have a background on management, so he resigned because he wanted to get a Canadian experience, how it's like working here in Canada, because we plan to go home after my study and put up a business. So put up a business of our own, and me having a Canadian certificate and him having a Canadian experience would be an advantage for that business. So yun. Yung sinabi ko, kailangan lagi kayong may babalikan sa Canada, pamilya, trabaho. And also aside from that, my previous employer gave me a certificate stating that after my study here in Canada, they're willing to rehire me with a possibility of career advancement because of my Canadian certificate. So those are the things that you can do. 1, children. 2, business or plan on what you're going to do when you go back to the Philippines. Number 3, kung close naman kayo ni employer, try mo kumuha ng ganun. Yun.
Kevin.
Si Kevin ba? Alay, ano yun? To double ilaw. To double ilaw. Sa Alberta po daw in demand yung Revit CAD drafter. Sabi po na pinsan ko. I'm taking architecture tech sa St. John's. So, yun. Thank you, Kevin.
Wait, dami na nanonood na, 67.
Ninfa, bring us. Hello, Miss Aileen and Sarki. As an ISN, if I opt to bring my husband and daughter, when po usually start date na elementary, junior high school? Thank you, September. September ang start.
Malapit ba ang Brampton dyan sa inyo? Oh, yung work niya, Brampton.
Lapit.
Boundary.
Lapit lang.
Nagde-deliver ako minsan sa Brampton. Mga malapit lang. 15 minutes, ganun. Super lapit.
Hey, Marie. From a point of view of a banker, yes, it is not okay if there is a sudden deposit in your account, especially if it is inconsistent with your usual bank transactions. It will reflect on the issuance of bank certification. That is from K. Marie Gonzalez. I hope it answers your questions, guys. But basically, it's really not that, it's visa officers are not bankers. So if they're going to do a background check, they are not allowed to know how much money you have in your bank account. But yes, it would reflect, kasi my daily average, something, correct me if I'm wrong, Kay, there is like a daily average balance that would reflect on your bank certificate. So, pag biglang nag-jump up yun, parang hindi naman yun yung normal na laman ng account mo, tapos biglang may kikita din nila, di ba? Unless you can talk to someone from the bank who can remove that portion for you, of course. But then again, safer is better. So if you have money like 500 or 1 million, then maybe for the 6 months. Kasi yung student application, guys, hindi mo siya nag-decide ka ngayon, next month magla-lodge ka na. No, you don't do it that way. You have to make your research. You have to do your research. You have to make plans. You have to be sure kasi ang sakit magkaroon ng refusal, ang hirap mag-apply ulit. Kaya planuhin yung mabuti, wag bara-bara. Kung kunwari may pera kayo,
6 months to 1 year ang preparation.
Unti-untihin nyo, i-deposit nyo na to. O, ngayon, 300, ngayon, 200,000. Ngayon, ganito, parang hati-hatiin nyo. Diba? So, yun.
Tomo! Jepa TV. Hi, bro. Merly Senining.
Hi, Marley. The house that you are renting now, dyan na ba kayo naghanap pagdating sa Canada or through a referral from a friend? Through a referral from someone who's very, very generous and very kind. And so she's my mommy Lane. She's a very nice person. And she's also a big factor of me being here in Canada. She helped me a lot.
Saka mabait yung mga napuntahan namin, sinundo kami sa airport.
Find someone who would be willing to.
Swerte kami, dito kami nakatira. Dan Transfiguration. Dan!
Ano po status ng mga restaurant companies sa ngayon? Is there any chance na mag-hire some ng workers or mukhang malabo pa for now? Any suggestions? No! It's okay! Daddy, hiring kami.
Hiring kayo. Kami, hindi pa kami nag-i-start.
Pero kasi kayo.
Sumasahod pa rin ako. Yun ang maganda sa company.
Hindi, no, guys. Hiring, yung mga restaurants right now, kasi maraming nali-off, diba? So, yung mga nali-off, mga matatagal na employees, meron kasi dito sa Canada, Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry. Basta CRB. So, si CRB, covered niya even low income, high income na mga na-layoff because of COVID. Sinong CWS? Iba yun. So, sa CRB, guys, no matter how many, basta nakapag na-meet yung eligibility for that, you get $2,000 every month here in Canada. Ang sarap pabuhay sa Canada, di ba? Suportado kayo ng gobyerno. So, yung ibang mga tao, ayaw pa nilang bumalik. So, ang tendency, yes, hiring. To cut the story short, yes. Hiring po yung mga, open na mga restaurants. So,
ngayon, pwede nang kumain
sa loob. May social distancing lang. O kaya sa patio.
Sa Jollibee, marami nang kumakain sa loob.
So, yeah, guys, lakasan pa rin ng loob. At saka, again, referral.
Saka, pag pumunta kayo dito, huwag kayong mag-expect ng mataas na sahod kaagad sa mga...
Sa Ontario, $14 minimum. Hindi kayo pwedeng bumaba doon. Bawal yun. Laging may minimum ang mga per province. So,
John Tigno.
Oh, idol.
Hi, Sarky and Aileen.
Nice information about students. This pathway is really interesting.
Fastest way to migrate to Canada, but not cheap.
It is not. It is the fastest way to
Kaya nga nandito kami, student siya.
It is the fastest way to come here. But guys, I always tell you, magta-third term na ako next week. So, start na third term ko.
Minadali niya nga yung third term niya. Dapat pa yan, January
dapat
pa.
Pwede pa ako magtrabaho ng full time. Paano naman John, ikaw sa lola mo, diba? So,
kaya naubos na naman yung pera namin.
Magastos. So,
kawawa naman ako. Parang tumataba ako, kakatrabaho.
Hindi magastos. At saka guys, hindi din assurance na po ng international students kayo. Ma-PPR kayo, no. Kailangan pag-aralan yung mabuti.
Tama.
Ganito lang kasi yun ang kwento ng international student. Remember, there is an express entry, may mga AIPP, may mga PNP, alam lahat yan ni Sir John Tigno. So, may mga different pathways for PR. Now, paano pumapasok si international student doon sa mga pathway na yun? Ganito yun. Sabihin na natin sa AIPP, express entry, PNP, RINP, yung mga ganong pathways. Sabihin na natin, kunwari lang 10 people lang ang pwedeng invite. 10 people lang ang pwedeng mag-PR. Now, yung competition nyo sa 10 na yon, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, sa buong mundo yon. So, paglalabanan yung educational background ninyo, work experience ninyo, edad ninyo, IELTS ninyo, yung eligibility ninyo to apply for that para pumasok kayo dito as immigrant. Now, si international student, gumastos siya ng malaki. Pumunta siya dito kasi kulang nga siya sa score. Malamang yun yung rason na kailangan niyang pataasin yung ano niya through Canadian education. Sa 10, sa mga ano na yan, papasok yung Canadian experience nila na mataas na score. Canadian education nila na bibigay sa kanila ng additional score. Plus, lumalawak yung network nila kasi nandito na sila sa Canada. Pangatlo, yung job experience nila dito. So, yung Canadian experience nila. Sila yung pinaka nagiging malaking competition nyo na dito. Kasi, meron na silang edge sa inyo. They have the Canadian education, they have the Canadian experience, and they are here. And some employers, they would prefer to hire people who are already here in Canada. So those are actually the advantages of being an international student, but there are risks. So magastos siya compared sa mga taong nandoon pa sa Pilipinas applying to come here as an immigrant. The good thing about yung sa pathway na dinidiscuss ni Sir John Tigno is that those are for skilled workers, and they're very in demand. And they can come here with either a work permit so that they can earn their Canadian experience that they would need for their PR, or they can get LMIA. And those are the things that you would need to get the parang yung sponsorship from your employer to get your PR as well. Or cheapest siya. So, although pag pumasok na dahil dumadami, nagbo-boom si international students ngayon, tumataas yung competition.
Kailan ang collab natin, John, Sir John? Iset natin yan para
Sikat yan na YouTuber.
Pagka may mga kayo, panoorin yung mga videos ni Sir John
about Canada.
About sa Canada. Kasi nasa Saudi pa na ako, pinapanood ko na yun. Kaya nag-vlog kami. Isa siya sa mga reason para kaya nag-vlog din kami.
Oo. So, hi. Sam, regarding POF, regular stream. If the two-year program with my wife as OWP, dapat pa 14K CAD times 2? No. 14K CAD CSP, and then 4K CAD OWP, and then 3K CAD sa mga anak. So, it's not times 2. Yeah, that's as per CIC.
Yep.
But again, the more, the better.
The more, the better.
Vladimir Jack Pias. Ilocano din pa kayo. 1.
Ay, win Kabsat. Ilocano kami.
Alexandra Layag. Hi. Yung sa POF, pwede bang nasa personal account na Page Bank na pwedeng i-withdraw sa Canadian Bank para hindi dala yung cash? Yeah.
Ang ginawa namin, pinapalit namin yung pera bitbit namin.
Hindi, pwede namang ganun. Pero you cannot bring more than 10,000 Canadian dollars. So, ang
gawin mo, ipapadala mo dito.
Pagka ganun, kunwari mas mataas, kailangan kumuha ng manager's check. Pero, mababa yung palitan, then, at saka kami pera, cash din nila namin. Nagpapalit kami dun sa black market sa Baguio.
Sa Baguio.
Kasi mataas doon kumpara sa bangko, mas mataas ang palitan sa black market sa Baguio. Legit yung mga dollars nila doon, don't work guys. Trabaho talaga nila yun.
Emma Christina. Hello, Sarky and Eileen. Hi, Emma.
Hi, Emma.
Marcos San Miguel. May mga employer po ba na nag-hire ng foreign worker with NOC? 1221. Administrative officer.
Asan na siya? Sorry. Hindi kasi binabasa ko comment. Hi, Kuya Nikki from the city of Brampton.
Pa-shout out naman watching from city of Brampton.
Belated happy birthday, Kuya Nikki. And we'll see.
Ay, interviewin namin yan, si Kuya Nikki.
Hindi
lang maiset, mamayang gabi siguro.
We will see you later sa dinner.
Kuya Nikki, hindi ka nagre-reply eh.
Si Kuya Nikki pala guys, isa yun sa mga kakilala naming OWP dito sa Mississauga.
Actually, yung good example si Kuya Nikki kasi parang 1 year lang yung program tapos
yung asawa niya. 1 year program yung asawa niya. 1 year lang yung postgraduate. Si Kuya Nikki yung OWP. Ang nag-apply ng PR si Kuya Nikki.
Yeah.
So yun yung discount nila. Ay, hindi. Sorry, wrong. Yung asawa niya nag-aral pala sa private school na walang PGWP kasi hindi siya DLI, hindi siya Designated Learning Institute. So, ang diskarte nila mag-asawa, okay lang na private na walang PGWP kasi nag-earn ng experience si Kuya Nikki. So,
Magaling ginawa
Kuya
nila.
Nikki yung nag-apply. So, sobrang makatipid sila mag-asawa. Pwede nating interviewin, tapos tanongin natin yung diskarte
Mamaya,
nila.
interview. Kuya Nikki, mamaya.
Oo, para sa mga, unfortunately, kasi maraming mga agencies ngayon na pinag-aaral nila yung mga kliyente nila sa private kahit alam nilang walang postgraduate and mataas yung risk. So, nakakatakot, may mga ganon. So, let's maybe get an insight from Kuya Nikki later on. Maybe we can do an interview. And
Kung hindi busy.
Kung hindi busy. Oh, hi Kuya Nikki na. Belated happy birthday.
Kevin, Surgeon Tigno.
Ay, hindi may sinasagot ako.
Ano ba?
Oo. Yung NOC whatever. Si Marco San Miguel, may mga employer po ba na nag-hire ng foreign worker with NOC? Karamihan ng mga employer dito, they're hiring skilled workers talaga. So, yung mga ganyan, marami kasi dito. Maraming lalo na yung mga international students, ganun, mga competition mo. You can try though, but basically they want people who are already here in Canada. Sabi, that's my personal opinion. Let's wait for some other people. Maybe you guys know, but for me, for administrative officer, I'm sorry. Basically, employers would want to hire people who are already here in Canada. So the only exemption, for as far as I know, are those with skilled work.
Kevin, Surgeon Tigno is in the house. Good morning
Sir
po
John
sa inyo.
Tigno is in the house.
Giancarlo Bondok. Hi guys. Hi JC.
Hi from Hamilton.
Hi from Hamilton.
Ang daming food dito. Kagagawa ulit namin ng leche flan kagabi.
Nagda-diet na ako. Kaso
Jeric Sotunel or
Sotunel.
Hi, Jerry.
Hello, sir and ma'am. Good day.
Hi, Glenn Santiago. Army Marie. Watching from Spain.
Messenger audio.
Kapatid ko. Ayan, asa na Army Marie. Ang kulit. Hoy, tumigil ka nga sa akin, Bing. Bakit ka ba tawag-tawag dyan? Love mo ba ako? Adik ka talaga. Yung kapatid ko, nasa Saskatchewan, international student din siya. O, ikwento mo nga i-message mo ako, Bing, kung ano yung ginawa mong pathway. Mag-usap nga tayo. International student yung kapatid ko, nasa Saskatchewan siya, nurse siya sa Philippines. Ano yung clinical instructor siya, graduate siya ng nurse, mayroon siyang lisensya sa Pilipinas. Nag-international student siya dito 1 year. 1 year ba yun? Tapos, parang naghanap sila ng employer. Lumipat sila ng Saskatchewan. Doon siya nakahanap para sa pang-PR nila. So, I can also ask her since nakaka-relate ng kapatid ko na makulit. Pa-miss-call. Hi, Beng.
Hi, Beng. Army Marie.
Mas magandang, watching from Spain. Hi, Anne-Marie.
Hi.
Army Marie. Ask ko lang kung saan mas magandang mag-ayos ng requirements. 9 years na po kasi ako dito. Yung boyfriend ko po is nasa Pinas. Ay, LDR. Ako lungkot niyan. Kaya kami nag-Canada. Ayaw na namin ng LDR.
LDR no more.
Oo. Kasi sa Canada, you can be with your family while studying. And while you're working at your PR. So with regards to that, kung kaya mo namang makuha yung mga requirements mo, like your college and high school DOR and diploma, your birth certificates, it's PSA. So, yung NBI, kung kaya mo namang gawin yan online, the only time that you would go home is for you to, kung yung may medical, may accredited naman dyan sa Spain, then you can do it there. And then by the time that you're gonna go home is maybe kapag kailangan mo na lang ng biometrics. Also when you're gonna lodge, and then you can go back.
Buwan, tapos balik ka ulit dyan.
Oo, kung kaya mo namang kunin yung mga bagay na yon.
Pagka na-approve ka na, uwi ka na. Okay, diretso ka na dito. Dito na kayo magkita ni Mr.
Hindi mo naman kailangan na si boyfriend, pwede mo ipalakad.
Ako nung nasa Saudi ako, siya nag-aayos ng namin.
Kailangan
umuwi ako ng October, December, malis na kami. Ayaw ko pa nga sana eh. Ang gusto ko pa March.
Magpaka-practical kayo. Hindi pwede yung walang income na mapasok. Ganon. Pero basta yung paano makukuha ng boyfriend mo, commando ba? Under commando.
Nag-message na to. when you would like to come, I'm in Mississauga. May tinatawaran akong sasakyan, Honda Pilot, 2004 model,
Sam
2,000 lang.
Sam Latif. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
Ito pa,
Sinagot ko na, si Anna.
Ito, ayaw pala.
Sam Latif. Can an international student study in Montreal? What are the pros and cons of it? And yes, international student can, I think I already messaged
Iba yung
French.
Language nila doon, may hirapan ka doon, Tol? May kakilala ako doon, nag-aaral pa ng andun yung tropa ko, nag-aaral ng language.
Okay lang naman na sa Montreal kaya sa Quebec. Although kasi ang primary language nila sa Quebec is French. And so you would have to take in consideration that if you're also going to be applying for PR sa Quebec, you'd have to study their language. Also, iba din yung requirement for SP application for Quebec. You can check that information at the CIC website. So just go to your Google and then type CIC Canada. And then it would direct you to CIC. Just type CIC Canada. It would direct you to the Immigration and Citizenship Services of Canada. So just that's Canada. Sorry. Let's see. And then mapupunta kayo sa Immigration and Citizenship and then just type study permit application. Andyan lahat ng gusto niyo malaman. Actually, hindi lang study permit. Lahat ng pathway. OINP, RNIP, PNP, AIPP, and dito lahat. You would see that there's a different requirement for Quebec. Sam Latif. Jeric Sotono. Ma'am, sorry, indaman po ba dyan ang licensed pharmacist? Anything that is licensed
mag-aaral ka pa dito, Tol?
Is regulated here. You'd have to study.
Si Jan.
Sino dyan?
Si Jan Tigno.
Parang siya. Kasawa niya.
Nurse yung asawa niya ata. Siya pharmacist ata.
Hintayin natin.
Sa Pinas. Ang alam ko.
Hintayin natin.
Tapos nag-aral yung asawa niya ng nursing dito.
Pharmacy?
Ay, pharmacy
asawa niya yung nag-aral. So, wala ako dati. Pero natatanda ko, asawa niya yung nag-aral ng pharmacy dito. Sa Canada. Ang alam ko. Hintayin natin si Sir John.
Hindi, nag-aral yung asawa niya ng nurse dito.
Hintayin natin. Pero no, regulated po ang pharmacist dito. Benedict Ignacio. Hi po, Ate Aileen. Kuya Sarky, God bless po. See you soon. Hopefully, congrats po. Thank you, Benedict Ignacio. See you soon.
Yung daing konti lang. Kahit isang plastic.
Ako Kojic.
Pero kung malang Kojic.
Hindi, walang Kojic. Walang pampuputi dito guys sa Canada.
Pero pagka winter ka pupunta dito, huwag ka na magdala ng
Sa Seafood City, ang papaputin, meron silang ligas papaya, mga lotion. Pero mahal. Pero hindi sila nagtitinda dito ng mga pagdating. Kasi syempre, alam mo nyo na yun.
Irish Jelly Linaw.
Kahit ko. Abot sa mga construction na job, ma'am, in demand.
Ay, mahal.
Workers, construction workers, just go in demand.
Mahal ang per hour nila dito. Siguro 35, ganun.
Pero may,
mahal, pero mahirap.
Arago, hi. Ask ko lang po if may work po ba ang mga editor, videographer dyan sa Canada.
Yung asawa ni Tana.
May isang OWP kami. Hindi naman in demand. Pero kung napakagaling mo talaga sa craft na yun, may makukuha kang employer who would be willing to pay you. So, yes, nakakakuha naman sila ng trabaho dito.
Marami dito.
Yung isang OWP ganon, so parang siya, hindi siya hourly rate, parang per project siya. Parang ganon.
Alexia de la Cruz.
Linaw. Irish Jelly Linaw. Nag-apply po kami through agency. Balak namin sa September. Good luck, Irish.
Good luck, Irish.
Sang agency. Alexia de la Cruz is age at disadvantage, like 49-ish na. Well, technically for the student pathway, wala namang age limit. You just really have to thoroughly explain why you would want to get...
I-vlog nga namin yan, i-vlog namin.
Why you would want...
Sa susunod na video. Meron si Sir Jan, ganyan.
Bakit kailangan, bakit gusto nyong parang, so you are at an advanced age na, diba? So, why would you want to study sa edad na yan here in Canada? Are there any educational gap? How many years? You have to consider that. So, why all of a sudden you'd want to study here in Canada? What would you get from it? Why would you consider Canada in comparison to getting the said program in the Philippines, which is mas mura, parang ganun. You really have to explain it talaga sa statement of purpose ninyo. So, walang age limit. At the disadvantage, some of the pathways for PR, may big factor yung age. So, nung 36 ako, nung nag-birthday ako, ang niloloko sa akin ng mga friends ko, -5 na naman ako. Kasi every time na tataas na ako from 30. So 36 -5, -5, -5. Pababa yung score ko. Nababawasan yung score ko. So some PR pathways factor yung age. But for some other PR pathways, you'd have to do your research on that. Hindi naman factor yung age. So that's the pros and cons. Gio Gabriel Numeran. Hi, Aileen and Sarky. And demand pa bang opportunities if one is a graduate of Official Administration Health Services? Where? Here in Canada? If one is a graduate. Sa Pilipinas. Health Services. Sa Pilipinas to. How would you come in? As an international student? Sorry, tinatanong mo ba kung in-demand siya dito? May mga kasi international students, that those are nurses who came in here as an international student who took that same program as you have in the Philippines. So, I'm not sure if your question is you coming from the Philippines with that certificate or you coming here with that, getting that certificate. So,
QHT, good morning, Sarky and Aileen. Hi, QHT.
Good morning, QHT. Tapos na ba quarantine mo? Maricar Del Rosario, lahat po ba ng health-related courses need ng IELTS? Good question. And I don't know how to answer that. Thank you so much. Because as far as I know, some schools, they don't have IELTS. Some schools, they have their IELTS. But for health-related courses or programs here in Canada, your question if they need IELTS pa? I'm not sure. Would you mind if I do my research first on that before I answer that question? Or if someone else knows here the answer, could you share that? Because I certainly am not sure about that. That is, magtanong muna ako, ha?
Jepat TV. Aileen, pwede ba mag-enroll ka lamang ng 1-year course tapos andyan ka na sa Canada after a year, mag-enroll ka ulit for another year para makakuha ng 3 years PGWT? Pwede ba yun?
Yeah, si Jepat. Nasagot ko na yun kanina. So, kunwari 1-year program yung kinuha mo, and feeling mo mabibitan ka sa PR with just 1 year of PGWP.
Option A.
So, wag mo munang i-apply yung PGWP mo.
Option B.
Mag-ano ka muna. Kumuha ka ng another
Hey,
program.
Jeremy.
Get another program. But that is not an assurance for you to get the 3-year.
You have party today again?
I'm going to a different college.
Oh,
It's my friend's birthday.
that's why I have Blake here.
Can I say hi, Jeremy?
Rough.
We are live, though.
Ayan. So, wag mo muna apply PGWP mo. Get another program. But I'm not sure kasi it's either they would give you a 2-year PGWP or 3-year PGWP. Depende pa rin sa review sa taong magre-review ng anong application mo. So, it's better pa rin talaga na initially 2-year program siya. Evangeline Sombrito. Hogs. Doel, Ilaw, thank you. Sir Kevin sa info and Sir Sarky and Aileen sa sagot. I have more than 10 years experience here in Qatar. Good job. Yeah, that's definitely an advantage. Hi, Jeremy. Yes, I have. Oh, that is the person who could help you getting a job in Tim Hortons because he's the favorite of the management. So if you guys need help with getting a job in Tim Hortons, then definitely he's the person that you need to talk to, and we can just give your resumes to him. We're hiring, by the way. So for those people who are in Mississauga or Brampton area, if you may na-refer lang kami na tapos ng orientation niya. So we are hiring sa Tim Hortons
Hindi ako
sa may
tinanggap doon.
Forty Park Drive. If you want to get job, and I could definitely refer you.
Sila ang kinuha, ako hindi.
I
Yung
have
mga student. Bad trip mo nga.
10 years
nila.
experience. So Dowell, that's an advantage. And under po ako ni wife sa PR niya. Oy, wow! Wow.
Congratulations.
Sponsorship, yeah. Congratulations in advance.
Buti pa kayo.
Marami kang makuha ang work dito.
Oo. Hindi ka na mapili.
Mari Cordel Rosario. Within those 3 years po ba ng inom na ako tubig.
Within those 3 years po ba ng PGWP, makakaubo ka na po ba ng needed na...
1 year ka nakabo.
3 months ka, nakaubo kami. Makakabuo ka na po ba ng needed na score for express entry? Sabi.
Depende po. Depende po sa initial score ninyo. And sa background, sa ECA.
Dito ka kayo magsalita. Hindi ka na marinig.
Kumukuha ako.
Cookie jar!
Gutom na si Buntis. Oatmeal.
Penga.
Oatmeal cookie. Baked from our home.
Freshly baked. Oh, fresh.
Ayun. So, depende po. Try nyong pumunta dun sa sinabi ko yung sa CIC website. Pwede nyo i-compute na dun eh. Yung sa express entry naman, kahit hindi papasok yung score ninyo, 67 I think, right? Pwede na kayong gumawa ng express entry profile, pero may expiration kasi yun. So, again, to answer your question, depende po sa background ninyo. IELTS, ECA, age, work experience.
Eileen Enriquez. What if as 3 years PGWP, nakakuha ka ng LMIA for caregiver? Pwede ba yun para sa PR?
Yeah. Actually, 2 years nga lang yun. Pwede sa PR, babago ka ng permit. Pero pwede yun.
Pero. Oh, Roger. Teka lang, saan na ba yun? Oh, si Keniki. Saan na tayo? Ba't in-okay ko yun?
Sorry. Teka lang, meron ka.
Dami kasing smiley yun eh. Nagulat tuloy.
Ayun. Ikaw yung Ricky lost eh. Ang dami mo daw smile. Ang dami mo emoticon. Bakit?
Ang dami kasi, oo.
Hi,
Ricky
Ricky.
lost eh.
Hi, Ricky.
Eileen Enriquez, caregiver. Michael Rock.
Sabi ni Jepa
Thank you so
TV, John Tigno, musta na si Pinoy Pinoy? Bakit wala na siyang bagong vlog?
Meron, nag-upload na siya ulit. Kay Marie Gonzalez.
Hindi nga siya nag-upload.
Meron yung COVID niya. Lalakad-lakad siya. Average deal. Kiriba.
Average daily balance. Sabi ni Keisha yung banker. Bakit di tayo sa certificate? Bank certificate. So, wag.
Nick San, pa-shout out.
Kuya Nicky.
Watching from Brampton. Ay, Kuya Nick. See you later. Mag-vlog tayo mamaya. Tuloy na natin.
Kailangan ni Shomai. Nin9 San Juan. Hello po. Good evening.
From
From Manila. Congrats on your new baby.
Oy, thank you.
Thank you po. Alam nyo, pagkapanganak ko, feeling ko mawawala ako ng matagal kasi nag-aalaga ako. Ang hirap ko yun. Sa magtatrabaho. So, baka, mga January, alaga akong baby.
Nez.
Nez Amarante, kailan po nag-lodge ng application sa PGW? After you get your completion from your school. So, kunwari, natapos yun in school.
Ontario siya. Coming January yun intake. Same location na Ontario.
Or, I'll see you.
See you around. Si Keniki ang dyan.
Hindi. So, sorry. Hindi, ibig ko sabihin, just nabasa ko yung sagot niya. Ay, yung tanong niya, sinasagot ko na. So, kunwari, natapos mo na yung program mo. Hindi mo pa nakuha yung certificate of completion mo. You can still work. Once you get your certificate of completion, you have to stop working. You cannot work anymore. Or you have to apply for your postgraduate work permit. right after you get your certificate of employment. And completion.
Ay,
After that, then you can work again because you're in an implied status. So, sorry, and I'm going to explain. Just to answer your question, you can apply for it once you get your certificate of completion from your school. Kahit hindi ka pa rumarampa sa stage.
Nes Amarante. Okay. Jolu et Pelina. Hello po mga Lodi. Congrats sa new blessings at sa mga coming ng mga blessings pa. Ingat kayo lagi dyan. Pa-shoutout po. Hello and lovely Kenneth.
Hello! And dapat ba nag-shoutout ka na may...
Shout out! Parang nasa vlog.
Ano pa? Basahin mo natin.
Alexandra Layug. Pwede bang 1-year program tapos mag-break ng 1 SEM then enroll 1 year different program? 2 different 1-year program. 1 year lang po yung SP. What visa will need coming for 1 SEM break? Gastos yan.
1 year pa, 1 year program, 1 year program. Hindi na kailangan mag-term break. Pwede na kayo mag-apply agad for another program. Remember guys, you will be out of status once your study visa expires and you have not applied for the postgraduate work permit yet. So, your wife can't work, you can't work, you'd have to apply for tourist visa to be able to stay here in Canada. So why would you have that 1 SEM break back? If the program that you will take is available for the next term, then get it ASAP so that you would have a status here. If you're not gonna get your PGWP. Yun. Sarap.
Kay Marie Gonzalez, ipa-wire transfer na lang yung remaining money from Phils pag nakapag-open na ng account in Canada.
May banker tayo dito. Thank you, Kay Marie. Pwede daw wire transfer. Kung kunwari more than 10K ka, you don't want to bring in cash here in Canada kasi kami cash, then wire transfer. But, exchange rate, charges.
Raven De Vera, hello sir, Sarky and Miss Aileen. Paano po kayo nakapag 8 months na? Pag 8 months
Paano
study?
po kapag 8 months study? 1 year yan. 8 months lang siya. Kasi 4 months, 4 months. Pero 1 year yung study mo.
May break kaya term break.
Pwede po ba yun? Saan ka ba? Public ba or private? Under designated learning institute pa yung school or not? Kasi kung may PGWP ka, then you'd get your work permit for 1 year. You can work here in Canada legally. If it's like a private school that doesn't offer a postgraduate work permit, then you might as well get a help from an employer who would be willing to give you an LMIA so that you can be a temporary foreign worker, yes.
9 San Juan. Question po, when arrived na as international student.
Oh, wait lang, sorry, magdi-disclaimer ako. Guys, yung mga sinasabi ko, I'm not a licensed consultant. We're not consultants. We're not any under immigration at chuchuchu. Basta hindi kami under agency, hindi kami immigration consultants.
Share lang namin mga experiences.
Lahat po ng sinasabi namin, according po yun sa shinare na ibang tao sa amin. Alam namin, pinagdaanan namin, nabasa ko somewhere. And pwede ko i-refer pabalik po, i-refer ko pa rin po kayo. Magbasa po kayo sa CIC website kasi nandun po lahat ng information that you guys are asking. So we're just doing this live to answer your questions as fast as we can since we cannot answer all of your messages on the Facebook and YouTube. So we're doing this live, but just a disclaimer, we are not licensed consultants and we're not pretending to be. So
9 San Juan. Question po, when arrived na as international student, paano po steps to get a part-time job? Okay po ba yung call center as part-time job dyan? Kasi yun po background job ko dito sa PH.
Alam mo, kung pwede nga lang. Kasi sa BPO din ako, 9. Kaso sa mga call centers kasi they're not accepting part-times.
Marami kang makuha part-time dito, huwag ka lang choose.
Karamihan mga retail.
Ano lang naman yun starting mo.
Yeah. For international students, karamihan ng mga part-time na makukuha niyan nasa retail, food industry, groceries.
Tama.
Kasi pwede sa mga offices, mga admin work, ang swerte nyo pag nakakuha kayo ng part-time nyo doon, very rare. But for call centers, they're only hiring full-time people. So, kung pwede sana, di ba, mas mataas yung rate ko. Di doon sana ako.
Vivian Lila. Thumbs up dan. Hi, watching from Vancouver. Hi, Vivian Lee.
Ano yung thumbs up? Ay, thumbs up!
Siya yung
Slow.
last time na naman eh.
Ang slow ko, Vivenly. Sorry. Thank you.
Adhambo. Hi.
Ano
Nixon.
ibig sabihin ng adham?
Pangalan, ewan ko.
Bakit adham? Hi.
Balik ko. Nixon, napakabait niyang mag-asawang yan. More pa. Ay, Kuya Nikki, grabe
Binol.
naman to. Nambola ka pa. Alam mo, Kuya Nikki, ano yan? Very humble yan. Mabait yan. Meron nga gift yung asawa niya. Akala ko kamay. TV pala. Napakalaki.
70.
85 inches
Ah,
ata.
85 ba?
Oo, 85.
Birthday.
Nag-comment ako sa pinost niya. Suplado. Suplado mo ngayon, ha?
Celebrate.
Mabait yan si Kenny. Collab tayo with Sir Mike. Oo, kuya, kailan? Mamaya? Ay, Sir Mick. Oo. Mamaya. Okay. Pwede po bang mag-international student sa Canada? College as now po grad.
College.
College?
Pwede po ba ang international student sa Canada? College as of now po, grade 11.
Po ako may plano sana ako doon mag-college.
Harry Raphael.
Mahal.
Hindi, pero, hindi, oo, meron. May mga fresh graduate from yung sa K-12 na dito na nag-aaral. Okay lang, yung mga parents mo. Witchy siya.
Roger Clemente, yung pinsang ko, ano nyo, please, like, share, and subscribe. Visit nyo yung channel niya, Roger Clemente. Singer and
Bakit
vlogger.
ikaw, hindi mo na kayo? Wala kang talent.
Galing ko kayang kumanta. Galing kong sumayaw.
Lagi niya kinakanta, your love.
Kailangan talent, guys.
Lalo na pag nakainom yun na itutok ng video kayo, your love.
Ayoko.
Sample.
Badet D. Hi po. If 2 years program po yung kukunin, ang kailangan po ba na POF for living expenses is for 2 years po, which is 20 CAD for 2 years, or 1 year living expense lang po?
As per CIC website, only 1 year is required for your living expenses, which is 10,000 Canadian dollars. But again, the more, the merrier. Maraming mas maganda.
Hi, Sir Sarky and
Team Aban.
Team Aban. Show natin. Nagbablog din yan. Ata. Support nyo. Ay, natabunan. Ayun. Neri. May age limit po bang student visa? No. I-vlog na nga namin yan sa susunod. Mark John Garcia, totoo po bang mas madaling maging PR sa Atlantic Canada compared sa ibang provinces? Ay, halika. Live.
Ano?
Sino?
Si Destiny. Oo. Sino sabi? Oo. Ano yan? Baka daw. Si May. Ano yung tanong?
Mark John Garcia, totoo ba mo mas madali?
Sa Atlantic Province. Guys, mag-end na yan. AIPP. Mag-end na yun next
Ay, dito
year.
ka nga ron, halika sa saglit. Hindi, halika. Hindi. Dito ka. May bagot. Ay, guys, may guest tayo. Guest. Halika. International student din yan.
Classmate ko, housemate ko, partner ko sa lahat.
Oh, halika. Upo ka. Upo ka na.
AIPP mag-end na yan next year, guys. Maraming nagto-transfer na international students for that. Mas mataas ang chances ba na PR sa AIPP? Depende kasi. Kung makakahanap, oo, na-invite ka pa rin eh. Pero yun nga, sabi ko nga mag-end na siya next year. So, kung mag-international study ka pa, wala pang news kung mag-extend yan. Kung Atlantic yung target mo, wait for it. hintayin mo muna kung mag-extend si AIPP. Sam Latif, in your opinion? Yeah, there is. Kaya lang hindi kami nagpunta ng Atlantic kasi dito nga nilalamig kami ng winter. Kamusta naman kami dyan sa Atlantic, di ba? Transfer na lang kami pagka-graduate namin. Ano ba? In your opinion, guys, kailan ulit babalik sa dati ang situation dyan? Hindi namin alam. Nobody knows. The whole world is waiting for that to happen. Until now, nobody knows. Here in Canada, although they're trying to make it as normal as possible, but still, it's not the same. Mataas ang case ng Ontario. Maricor Del Rosario. Sure po, thank you. Yung hindi online ng study. Guys, online pa rin kami hanggang December. January, baka may possibility na mag-mix, no? Online and may depende kasi sa program nyo. Kung yung program nyo may mga laboratory, like mga IT, may mga practical, mga nurse, mga nasa health profession, mga culinary. Rona, tabihan mo ako. Alika dito. Kumakain din naman ako sa harapan. Naubos na nga namin. Alika na. Si Rona, good morning. Alika na. Siya yung kinikwento ko sa inyo na, paano, ikaw nga gusto mo, joke lang yun. Sabi ko kasi, hindi ko paano. Ikaw yung magaling dun eh. Taga dun ka naman, bakit pa? Pero joke yun, guys. Sa amin yun.
Joke lang.
Oo, joke lang. Halika na. Ayun, so baka may possibility next year kung yung program mo kailangan ng laboratory ka na. Ayun, opo na, Rona. Si Rona po, pareho kami ng program, pareho kami ng schedule, pareho kami ng bahay, lagi kami partner sa projects and research, partner din kami sa exam. Sa exam. Kasi home-based, ay online.
Naman, may mga exams naman na group of 2.
Ano ba? Group of 8 nga tayo. Ang sarap ng online. Tapos yung schedule pa namin. Kaya, saya. Saya sa Lampton. Ano na yun? Sorry. So, Sam, may possibility. Depende sa program. Pero walang nakakalam siya. Right now, walang Pero yung mga bata, mga elementary, at saka mga high school, sa September, babalik na sila sa school. Option to do online or papasok sa school. So, kids right now,
depende sa parents.
But the kids are really they're very much fed up with staying at home and studying online. So, some parents some kids, they really want to go back to school.
And
so
some parents do because
there's
diba,
ang hirap mag-aral para sila.
Ang sanity nila parang
parang
father.
Ako ba ang nag-enroll? Ganon. Oo.
And syempre, yung mga parents dito, di ba, both are working. So, mas maganda pa rin talaga na nasa school yung mga
Ako, tinatawanan ako nila Adambo at saka ni hi, Eileen. You're welcome, Maricor. Mark John, pag nag-expire na daw po ba ang Express Entry Profile, kailangan mo pa ba i-delete yung account? No, you don't have to. Si Rona, may Express Entry Profile yun. 1 year lang kasi ang validity nun. Do you have to delete it?
Hindi, on my case kasi,
yung agency niya na yung nag-aano.
Kaya parang inaano lang nila. Nire-renew nila every year. Sila na yung bahalang mag-update. Tapos, pagka-graduate ko, i-update lang nila yung yung profile ko.
Wanted to have a retainer. Ano pa? CJ, sure na po open border on September 30 or extended po? Hindi ko alam. Kasi, di ba, sabi nila, hanggang lang yun, nung June, di ba? June ba yun? Tapos, in-extend nila.
Depende sa
situation.
Sa situation. Kung mataas pa rin yung yung cases, most likely baka mag-extend. Dahil syempre yung government naman gusto nila i-prioritize yung safety both ng mga citizens dito at saka ninyo din, di ba, na papunta dito. Kasi hindi natin alam along the way, di ba, kung anong pwedeng mangyari.
Saka, yung nga, kung required naman kayo ng school to come here for your study, then you wouldn't have any problem. So long as you have the letter from the school, you have the email from CIBC, yung Canadian Border, Charla, whatever, tama ba? And then, pero so far, dahil nga sa restrictions, only those essentials, like yung may mga Canadians, PR, may mga work permit na pinapabalik na sa work, may mga study permit na kailangan na pumunta dito. Nakakapasok sila, may mga bagong lapag lang tayong mga international students. Just get that letter from your school who's telling the border that you are on a blended program and you need to be here. Pag hindi binigay ni school, sorry, online kayo dyan sa Pilipinas.
Online.
Maricor del Rosario. Pero look at it this way. You're not paying your rent here na mahal. Nakakasama niyo pa yung pamilya niyo, diba? So, disadvantage lang naman yan, wala kayo sa Canada. Pero, still, you're earning your units, right? Approved
Yung
visa.
ano lang siya, disadvantage lang siya sa mga OWP, especially.
Hindi
Kasi
makapagtrabaho dito, hindi makapag-ipon.
Yung 1 year experience nila, yun yung nagsasacrifice.
O lalo na yung mga 1-year program lang. Totoo. So medyo, ewan ko ba, nangyari na dito. Mark John, pag nag-expire na daw po pa express, ba't bumalik tayo? Si Mac kulit na tayo. Hi, Mac! Kulit. Norge, do you have any idea how much yung range ng child benefits? Already watch your recent vlog. Very interesting. Depende. Actually, wala akong exact idea kung magkano yun. Since hindi ko pa napapanood or nag-research about sa computation for the child benefit, it depends on the income of the parents. Again, lower income people or
Like
lower
us.
income parents have higher benefits, higher child care benefits. Now, hearsay lang to from people who are actually getting benefits from the government. So kasi yung may-ari nitong bahay nasa high paying sila or nasa mid or high somewhere there, and they're only getting like $100 for each of their kids. So that's like $200 or $150 I think every month. But for low income, some people say they are getting 400 up to 500.
Mahal gusto mo bumili ng sasakyan, 2,000 Honda Pilot.
Or for the childcare benefit. So maybe a range between 400 to 500. I'm not entirely sure. Norge, I will get back to you on that once we have our kids here and we're getting the child benefit. Or maybe I could ask around later tonight because we have a dinner date with some of the international students, former international students who are very successful with their PR application and citizenship here in Canada. I can ask them that for you and I'll give you that answer. Message mo ako sa Facebook page. Andy Reyes, hi po. Ask ko po sana, in demand po bang accountant sa Canada? But also, being an accountant in our home country, it does not, hindi po kayo accountant dito sa Canada because that is a regulated profession. We have a lot of friends here who are accountants and they took up their certificates here in Canada. And there is like an exam that you would have to, yung asawa ni Kuya Nikki, accountant yan. Kapapasa niya lang ng exam dito to practice her being an accountant here in Canada. So you have to I think if not study, you'd have to take an exam. But she already has her certificate here in Canada. Remember, that's why she only have to take the exam to be able to practice being an accountant. So you have to undergo the same process. You have to get a certificate and then you have to pass the board. So to answer your question. Jepa TV, tanong ulit ako, wife ko mag-apply ng SP tapos ako OWP. Kunyari, andyan na kami. Nagkwenta siya. Tapos may work na ako. After 6 months, kunin na namin 3 anak namin. Di kaya kami mahirapan sa ganun. Ako nga nabuntis eh. Dinagdagan ko pa yung iniwan ko sa Pilipinas. Di kaya kami mahirapan doon. Ayun na. Ayun. Ganun kasi yung balak namin. So, iniwan muna namin. Ipon konti, adjust konti. Pati si Rona, iniwan niya din muna yung mga kids niya. Tapos yung
Mukhang
family.
yan si Rona, mukhang dalaga lang yan, pero taken na yan. May 3 anak na yan, guys.
Puro boys.
Puro boys ang anak niya.
Oh, yun
The
din.
beauty of all bullies.
Oh, 15. Jollibee. Kunin ko na to. Kayo na mag-live. Bye, guys. Pasada na ako. $15. Bye.
$15.
Bye, guys.
Ikaw, Dali, kahit kailan talaga pahamak ka. Sa totoo lang, nakakainis to na, ano. Asa na ito? Yun balak namin. Medyo mas okay na siya compared sa sinama yung sabay-sabay kayo nag-adjust dito. Di ba, sis?
Actually. And sa akin bilang dito, student, minsan talaga, di ba, naiisip natin na sana kasama natin yung mga kids dito, ganyan,
Pero I
kompleto
wouldn't
na yung
want them
family.
to,
Pero alam nyo, nung patapos na kami, dito ko na rin na-realize na hindi ko rin siguro kakayanin kung lahat kami nandito kagad. Kasi wala, parang napaka-demanding ng time dito as a student and as an employee. So, siguro mas maigi talaga na na dalawa muna kayong mag-asawa. Pero kung kaya nyo naman, kung mayroon naman kayong sapat na ipon kagad, papunta dito and 'di ba, yung other person is not, 'di ba, doesn't need to work.
Kunwari ako, international student ako, magpo-focus lang ako sa studies ko. Pwede naman, di ba? Kung marami kaming perang baon, why not? Di ba? Pero kung hindi naman, you really need to work.
Parang hindi siya advisable na agad sabay-sabay. So, kung yan yung gusto ninyo na 6 months after nyo kukunin, that would be much better. Kasi somehow nakaka-adjust na kayong pareho mag-asawa. Diba? So, pagdating ng mga bata dito, at least alam niyo na kung paano nyo i-divide yung time. Like, sinong mag-work sa gabi, sinong mag-work ng pang-araw, sinong magbabantay sa mga bata. So, yun. At yung maganda lang doon, pag nauna kayong mag-asawa is that yung sa insurance, di ba? Malaking bagay din yun. Kasi kung pareho kayong sabay pumunta dito at wala pa kayong trabaho pagdating kagad dito, you will need to get an insurance and it is really costly for the whole family. So at least kung meron na kayong work, especially si OWP, pwede nang uhip, di ba? So at least nakaka-save kayo sa insurance kung ganun.
Okay. Thank you, Rona. Ramel Polanco. Good day po. Tanong ko lang po kung anong kailangan ko para makapagtrabaho dyan sa Canada. Spanish citizen po ako. Ay, hindi ko alam. Pag Spanish citizen. Nasa Pilipinas ka, syempre nasa Spain ka, di ba? Oo. Spanish citizen siya. So, you would... Oo, check mo na lang dun sa website. Kasi ayokong i-advise yun, medyo hindi ako familiar dyan Kasi Filipino citizen kami, so alam namin yung mga pre-process namin documents. For Spanish citizen, I'm not sure if it's the same thing and if you're gonna be applying from Spain, so I would refer you to the CIC website. Yung www.canada.ca. Go there. Immigration and something. Okay, sorry, Ramel. I don't want to answer that because that's not something I know. Mary Cordell Rosario, if ever po ma-expire yung passport mo the same year na ma-expire ang student visa mo, would it be okay kung sa Canada na po mag-renew ng passport? Huwag mo namang hintayin sobrang nag-expire na yung passport mo bago mo i-renew, di ba? Pwede na tayong mag-renew ng passport 1 year prior to this expiration, right? And yeah, we have here in Canada, yung consulate, charot, where you can renew your passport. Huwag mo namang hintayin yung ating expired yung passport. No. Okay? Alexandra Layug, husband is the student permit holder and the wife is OWP. After ng studies ni Happy, PGWP. Paano pag si OWP na pregi? What are the pros and cons? Well, feeling ko, Alexandra, tinanong mo na to sa page. Right? I think I already answered it too. It's the same as the international students, although during PGWP. So nakakapagtrabaho na ng full-time si husband. So that's okay. Just make sure that so you being the OWP, let's assume you've already have the 600 hours since nakapag-aral na si husband, nasa PGWP na siya, so more than enough. Then you can claim for the maternity benefit and you have your provincial health insurance, so you're covered then. So you can have 1 year to 1.5 year maternity leave benefit. You'd be getting 55% of what you were earning when you were still working. And so you can take care of the baby for 1.5 year. That depends on how long, or 1 year. You will get the full benefit of it. So that's the pros. You can take care of the baby. Your husband can work full time. The consequences, yun, hindi ka lang makakapagtrabaho, hindi kayo dalawang nagtatrabaho. So bawas sa savings, but you're still getting something from the government, which is 55% of your salary when you're still working. Ang kagandahan lang nun, mabait kasi si Canadian government. So kung ano yung pinakamataas na sinahod mo during the, I think, 16 to 20 weeks of your pregnancy, dun nila i-compute. So hindi na sa pinakamababa. Kunwari, kumita kayo ng week na to ng pay period na to na 2,000 or 1,000. Tapos yung sumunod, dahil konti yung hours mo, kumita ka lang ng ganito. Compute nila basing on the highest pay. So mabait dito. Hindi ka disadvantage. So that's it. Sana nasagot ko siya. B. Venley LAC. Hi, 100% ba makakakuha ng PR after school? No. Not a guarantee. Depende. Yes.
That's why before you come here as a student, you have to really research kung anong mga pathway yun para sa'yo.
Okay. Si JC kanina nandiyan nanonood.
JC, where are you?
Shout out from Hamilton, sabi niya kaya.
Punta ka na dito. Anong oras ka pupunta dito? Bukas pa pala siya punta, no?
Oo. Wait lang may sasagutin na ako. Thanks for answering my previous question. According to 9. Follow-up question, what if COWP kumuha ng job sa call center, okay pa ba for peer requirements? May province yata na hindi ako sure. May nabasa ako na na may province na napasok sa PR pathway nila yung sa call center. Hindi ko alam kung saang province yun as of now. Pero dito sa Ontario, hindi kasi CBA or OC si call center being a customer service representative. But customer service, technical service representative is different. That's pasok sa nabanggit yun sa akin ni JC before So kung CSR ka, hindi siya pang PR. Kapag technical service representative ka, yeah, I think pasok. Isa yun sa mga tinitingnan ko, technical service representative. So kapag technical service yung mismong job description mo, and I think there is kasi nabanggit niya ni JC, I'll ask him. Saan ba si JC? Saan ba JC?
Papakita ka, JC.
Ayun. So yun muna. Tingnan mo muna sa technical. Customer service, hindi. Technical service, possible. Bevan Lisa, Vancouver, may part-time ng call center. Oh, really? Wow. That's nice. Wait. Tingnan natin yan. 9. Thanks po for answering my previous. Sorry. Roger. Your love sigurong laging kinakanta para sa'yo. Alam mo paglase. Oo. Yun lang. Your love. Sabi ni Roger. Bernadette Saints. Hello, Ate Aileen and Kuya Sarki. Hi, Bernadette. Ashley. May mga international students po ba dyan na nag-under the table job? Yeah. Marami. Cash job? Marami. Ingat lang, that's very risky. That's not something that I would want to do as an international student. Although maraming mga nagka-cash job. Nakakatakot.
Kasi lahat ng pinaghirapan mo pwedeng mawala.
Million yung mawawala sa'yo. Pero marami. Promise, marami kami kakilala. Maraming cash job. Pero nakakatakot.
Diba, Luna? Yep. That is something na ayaw namin i-risk. Dahil, di ba, hindi natin alam.
Oo. Mark John Garcia, maraming salamat. Welcome, thank you then. Dexter B, I have online work, UK client. Kung mag-study ako next year sa Canada, pwede ko kayo tuloy yung online job ko while studying. Counted kaya yun na allowed 20 hours work ng SP. Depende, are you gonna declare that? Are you being taxed to that? Natatax ka ba si UK client mo? Hindi naman client mo na siya sa Philippines pa lang, diba? So, if you're gonna declare it, and if you're gonna if you can afford to still work while studying, but kung kukunin niya yung, kasi may kakilala kami na sa home base yung work niya, sa Malaysian employer naman. So basically, hindi siya natatax. So hindi niya naman kailangan, hindi niya dineclare. Ang downside nun,
hindi yun magiging Canadian experience.
wala kang Canadian experience.
So for example, dito kasi sa Canada, pag nag-apply ka ng work,
Sagutin mo na ni Rona ha, mag-ano ko siya, may gusto na.
pag nag-apply ka ng work dito, mas preferred ng mga employers na meron kang Canadian experience. So, yun. Pag nag-apply ka at ang work mo ay home-based tapos wala dito sa Canada, medyo mahirap din siya. Saan ka na ba?
Si Rona muna guys ha, gutom na ang buntis.
Hindi ko alam sagutin ang lahat Sorry.
Sigaw mo lang ako. Diyan lang ako sa tapat mo. Si Harry Raphael. Ilang years po mag-college sa Canada pag fresh graduate? Meaning K-12? Depende rin. Kasi you can get a 1-year program, 2-year program, 3-year program.
Depends on how you how you defend yung sa SOP mo. Kasi kung nag-graduate ka dyan sa atin na naka-K-12 na, di ba, pwede ka na, actually kahit hindi K-12, di ba, pwede ka nang mag-diploma ng 2 years or 1 year dito.
Sorry, saglit lang.
Oh, sige na.
Gutom na talaga ako.
Ako na kaya dyan, ikaw ang sumagot dito.
hungry.
Ikaw ang sumagot dito.
CCR? Asa na? Ang sabi?
Si Ricky Loste, pa-shout out daw. Loste ba? Nelly Bell. Hi po, always watching your vlogs. If we take our children with us, do we have to secure an LOA from school or study permit lang po? Actually, kung dadalhin niyo yung mga kids ninyo kagad, pwedeng yung LOA muna, yung principal student. And pwede ka rin mag-attach ng communication mo from school, from PIL, ano nga tawag dyan? PIL education, yun? PIL school district. Or kung kompleto naman na yung, sa bagay kasi dito sa PIL, isa sa mga requirements nila yung address mo na dito sa Canada. So, hindi ka rin makakasecure kagad ng LOA from PIL kung nandyan ka pa sa Pilipinas. So, yung pwede mo ma-attach para sa mga anak mo is yung communication nyo na nag-inquire kayo dun sa PIL. Yun, yung email communication niyo. And attach mo na rin yung LOA mo.
Oo, that's for Ontario guys ha. Pero for other provinces, they provide LOA kahit nasa Pilipinas pa yung bata. So you really have to get in touch with your
PIL School District Board pala. Sorry.
Basta sa school district nyo, you have to get in touch with them and you have to ask them. Some, they don't want to give LOA for children who's still in the Philippines.
Punta ka na dito.
Some, they would give an LOA depending on your location or your present address. So you have to attach those documents, either the communication or the LOA itself. But it has to be there. Plus the LOA of the parents, of course. Tapos ano sumunod?
Thank you very much po. Very informative ang vlog ninyo, sabi ni Andrew Reyes.
Sure.
Ito si, how do you pronounce your name? Bevanly?
Bevanly.
Yeah. $100 is given to everybody who have 7 years old and below called universal child benefits. So child benefits, it depends on income. Yep. Thank you for that information.
Sa CCTV, yan sabi niya.
$100 daw yung binibigay sa lahat who have 7 years old and below.
Pero,
Universal child benefits daw tawag doon.
on top of that,
Sa child benefits naman, depende na yun sa income.
yeah, so meron ka ng guarantee.
Yep.
$100.
Is it monthly? We don't.
monthly.
Monthly ba yan? Yung yung universal child benefits? Di pa kasi namin inaral yan kasi wala pa dito yung mga kids namin. Si Makulit. Ilang beses pwede magpa-defer ng intakes as much kasi gusto namin mag-start ng school andyan na sa Canada. Oo, much better sana na nandito na kayo sa Canada. Pero yun nga, may advantages din naman na nandyan pa lang kayo sa Pilipinas, nagsa-start na kayo ng schooling ninyo. Yun ay kung ang ma-advise lang namin actually is that you secure your second stage visa approval first. Kasi parang risky din na, like for example, first stage approval pa lang, dumiretso na kayo, nag-start na kayo ng schooling, diba? There is still a risk na baka hindi ma-approve sa second approval. Hindi naman sa naging negative thinker tayo dito. Pero gusto lang natin mabigyan kayo ng idea kasi pwedeng mangyari yon. And we don't want to waste that hard-earned money, di ba? Na ang mahal ng tuition dito eh. So, kumbaga, might as well na mas maigi, mas sigurado. With regards sa kung ilang times magpa-differ ng intake, may idea ka ba? Unlimited ba? Or depende sa school? Depende sa school, di ba? Kasi yung school, i-assess din nila kung dapat, kasi like for example sa akin, sa case ko, nagpa-differ ako. Dapat may ako na pupunta dito. Pero na-disapprove ng school kasi parang nakita nila na approve na yung visa ko. So hindi nila ako inallow na magpa-differ to May. And dumiretso na ako ng winter.
Maraming salamat sa sagot ninyong dalawa, ma'am. Congrats nga pala sa baby namin ni Sarky. Oo nga. Thank you. Norch, thank you. Welcome. 971, thank you. Hope to meet you when I arrive in Canada. Yeah, definitely. Good luck. God bless. We'll see you here. We'll pass my STS documents this month for stage 1 for Niagara. Uy, good luck. International business din po, of course. Good luck, 9. You're welcome. Reka YT. Hello po. Pagka winter intake po ba, 2 years ang program, automatic na 2 beses din ang summer break? No. Depende rin sa school. Pero basically, 1 term lang term break niyo. Isang beses lang.
Ano lang talaga.
Yung ibang ang nabasa namin, wala silang term break. Diba? Dire-diretso. Wala. Sis, may nabasa ako. Wala. Oo. Wala silang term break.
Pero dapat kasi
meron.
May 1. Kasi kung 2 years yung program nyo, first 2 terms, diretso yun. Diba?
And then on the
term 1, term 2, diretso.
2 terms,
tapos
term
break,
tapos
term 3, term 4.
Yes.
Sa amin kasi, naging lang kami, dahil sa COVID, binigyan kami ng flip option wherein yung third term namin dapat sa winter, kinuha na namin ngayong fall. So matatapos na yung academics namin by December. Focus na lang kami sa co-op by May. Dire-diretso na siya.
Ano pa?
Kay Dexter na ba tayo?
In demand ba bang web developer sa Toronto? In demand ang IT. In demand yan.
But still, depende yun pa rin sa inyong skills. Kaya
kung gaano kayo kagaling sa crafting.
Kasi in demand siya, pero marami
rin competition.
Very competitive yung ganyang.
Oo, correct. Kapag super galing mo talaga dyan.
Oo. And syempre, dapat mangilala kayo talaga kasi kailangan din dito connection.
Mataas ang sahod. Bernadette, work ko po now is customer service executive and sales support. Pasok po kayo sa NOCP. Kaya, asa na ba yung phone ko? Check nyo po dito.
Customer service.
Mag-search nyo yan, guys. Lagi ko kayo i-refer dito.
Sales. Pwede, NOCB, pag technical sales.
Lagi kaming bumabalik sa CIC, promise. Kasi doon namin makikita kung saang NOC pasok yung per category ng trabaho ninyo, 'di ba?
And check na rin from time to time kasi nag-change din sila from time to time.
Kunwari, nandiyan ako sa Immigration and Citizenship Canada. Tatype ko lang NOC to search for that. Find your NOC. Click ko yan. And then, skill level AD, AC, C, yun. Just go, shoo. Andito lahat yon. So,
Tapos filter mo lang siya.
Ano ka?
Sales.
Customer, saan na siya?
Customer Service Executive.
Customer Service Executive.
Service.
Baka service kasi yun. Sure nga. Gamitin nyo to guys. Maximize yung website nila kasi dito ang NOCB is Technical Sales Specialist under the wholesale trade. It's not NOC 6221 NOCB. So it's really technical sales specialist. You really have to, if ever that you're gonna file for that as your NOC, you'd have to get the job description from your employer, which specifically matches the NOC that is in the IRCC website.
Oh yes, monthly daw yung 100. So that's good.
So may
That's on top.
O, diba? Thank you, Vivenly. Ask ko lang po kasi I was required to submit no LOA. Saan po ba yun sasubmit? Dun sa application yun ng SP. Kasi initially, yung application mo, ang nakalagay doon, yung specified time frame for your study on your old LOA. So, yun yung nire-review ni visa officer. But nagpa-defer ka, diba? So, magbabago na yung timeline mo ng schedule for your studies. You have to submit that through a web form. Yeah, through a web form on your application, you have to access your GIC. Makulit, alam ko, NOCB ang sales.
Ayun nga, kanina yung
Technical sales. It's not customer service. It should be technical sales. Bernadette Saints, thank you. You're welcome and thank you so much, guys. I don't think we have any more questions. So basically, thank you all very much for your support and for watching our live Q&A for today. Thank you, Rona.
Madali po ba study sa international business? Ikaw?
Depende. Kami okay lang.
Ako kasi may background ako sa business before.
Ako wala akong background.
Medyo parang nagre-review ako.
Ako wala akong background, but it's okay for me. Again, siguro it helps that my schedule in Lambton is really, it's very nice. 3 times a week, half a day. So it really helped with hindi ako pressured, hindi ako stressed masyado. So,
Hindi ka stressed?
Masyado, sabi ko, diba? Hindi ko lang sinabing distress kasi kaakibat na ng pag-aaral lang stress kasi may mga research papers naman talaga. Pero dahil sa schedule natin, which I'm very much thankful for, it's not that stressful for me. Kasi I am given the flexibility of time where I can do my research, I can work, I can do my assignments, I can work, I can review for my exam, and I can work.
Yan yung point namin kung bakit wala ka dito yung maming mga anak. Kasi
balance.
Pag nandito sila at ganyan yung kahektik yung schedule, medyo mahirapan ka. Pero maganda pa rin talaga nakasama mo talaga yung family mo
maganda, sana. Pero
you have to really
if there is
pros and
someone, there are people in the Philippines who you can trust and who you think could take care of your kids while you're here, then that's better kasi they're being taken care of ng maayos and hindi sila nagkukulang sa attention. Kasi once you come here and you really have to adjust and you have to work because you don't have enough funds and you have to save up for your tuition. If you don't have enough time, if you think you wouldn't have enough time for your kids, then I suggest that no, huwag mo muna sinisama. And also pag maka-question yung home ties ninyo. Diba? Pero pwede. Nasa sa inyo.
Depende sa diskarte nyo talaga.
Kami nahirapan kami. Iyak-iyak kami ni Rona. Nami-miss namin yung mga anak namin. Especially yung feeling na lumalaki na yung mga maliliit namin.
Na nami-miss mo.
Na umiiyakan namin yan. Pero part of the sacrifice that we have to make. But it's not permanent. That's the good thing about Canada. It's not a permanent separation. Unlike for other countries where you are a foreign worker, you cannot take your kids with you. You cannot bring your family with you. The good thing, the very best thing about Canada is the reason why we're both here It's because we can be with our family. Siya, LDR siya with her husband for the longest time. Ako din, LDR din ako. So the only solution that we're seeing is that we can be in a place where we think we can provide a better future for our kids, but still be together as a family. So, yun nga po. Saan na siya? Donnie Ray, ma'am, paano po yung Atlantic? Yung sa Atlantic, yun yung sa i-search ko na. Oo, yung AIPP yun. Yun yung nasa mga Atlantic provinces dito sa Canada. Oo, kaso ano yun, guys?
Patapos na yata yan
Next year.
Oo, so abang-abang lang kayo, guys. Kung meron pa siyang second.
Ganito kasi yan, may list of employees who are under the AIPP. So, yung sa Atlantic kasi, sila yung mga nasa mga medyong malalamig, mga ano.
Except mga kung meron silang sa Atlantic, meron bang for the international students? Kasi may, di ba may mga provinces talaga na once na international students ka doon, once na international student ka doon, meron silang special na ano doon, na like pathway. Basta makakuha ka lang ng work, di ba? Like yung sa
You have
Alberta.
to apply. You have to look for the employers under na nakaano sa AIPP, and you have to apply for that. And then once you get a job offer from one of the employers na nakasama sa AIPP, then you would get a job offer, an IPA, and stuff like that. So it has to be an employer who would give you a job in the Atlantic provinces of Canada. Then you can apply for PR. The thing is, it's gonna end next year, and there's no information as to if that's gonna be extended. So right now, some students, some aspiring students are aiming for Atlantic provinces because of that. But you have to be informed that AIPP will be ending next year. Okay, so let's wait for the possibility of extension. Mahirap ba sa Newfoundland? Donnie, kasi Newfoundland po ang province ko. Mahirap po ba doon? Not sure.
Hindi kasi kami
Do your Donnie, hindi ko masagot.
mas makakasagot yan yun doon. Mga baka may mga makita kayong
or vloggers na nasa Newfoundland.
Better na tingnan nyo rin yung ano nila, yung opinion nila.
Tama po. Kasi ang hirap namang magbigay kami ng opinion din namin na sumukat. Usually, if I'm not familiar with the place, I would research about the place, the economy, the Filipino community, the job opportunities, the weather, yung mga childcare benefits, all your benefits that you can get from there. So those are the things that you have to research on if you're targeting a certain province. Diba? Rebecca, POF po ba? Pang 2 years prog? No.
1 year.
Sabi ko kanina, 1 year lang. Pero, nasa sa inyo yan.
But the higher, the better.
Yeah, Jepat, magkano ang tuition sa course nyo? Sa course ko, so una, yung first term namin, actually, pakita ko sa inyo si Lampton.
Something.
Roughly 24,000 in 2 years sa Lampton. So for those people who would want to get an LOA kay Lampton, who are very serious in studying kay Lampton, here, so in Ontario, we have Mississauga, Sarnia, and Toronto campuses. We have different programs that you could choose from on the website. So we can help you with your LOA, and you don't have to pay the $150 application fee anymore. So that's gonna be for free, and you don't waived IELTS na din. Waived IELTS din sa Lampton. You just have to pass an English assessment test, which is also for free. You don't have to pay for them like paying for IELTS. So if you need help with getting an LOA for Lampton, I can help you with that. Ako, personally, we chose it, number 1, because of the tuition. Number 2, because of the schedule. So there. Laging sinasabi sa akin sa messages, bakit di kayo natatakot? Ang taas ng competition sa Ontario, wala daw masyadong na-PPR dyan. That's not true. We have a lot of friends that we know who na naging PR sila dito.
Kahit saan mataas yung competition.
Lahat.
Depende na lang talaga kung
Diskarte.
paano ka dumiskarte na maka, di ba?
Nasa diskarte yan.
Kahit sa paghahanap ng trabaho.
Build your network.
Yung sinasabi nila na, di ba, na yung mga agency sinasabi, maraming trabaho dito sa Canada kung hindi ka mapili. But, pagdating namin dito, hindi kaagad kami nakapaghanap ng trabaho, hindi kaagad kami napasok sa trabaho kung hindi kami pinasok ng kakilala namin. So, yun guys, nandyan, oo, maraming opportunities, pero kailangan mo talagang, ano mo yun, aralin kung paano ka makakasurvive, kung paano ka magiging on top sa competition. So, yun.
Dito kayo pumunta, guys. I'm always telling you to visit this website. This is their official website. This is where you can get all your information, all your questions answered, all the technicalities that you need to find out about coming here in Canada, may it be through caregiver pathway, immigration pathway, international study pathway. So everything is in here. Diba, Rona? Dito pa rin kami bumabalik. Oh, wait lang. I shall return.
Kasi mas maganda pa rin na first hand yung information na galing dyan sa sa website mismo. And kung hindi nyo alam kung paano siya i-interpret, 'di ba? Yun, pwede kayong magtanong-tanong sa mga taong may experience na.
Oo, ako alam nyo, sasuggest ko.
Or yung mga, actually marami namang may mga consultancy naman na mga free naman silang nagbibigay ng mga sagot, 'di ba? Pero yun nga, ask, sana tawag dito. Tingnan niyo din muna kung saan kayo.
Ano nga ang free?
Ibig sabihin, feel free to ask, pero tingnan niyo rin yung sinasagot sa inyo. Kung, di ba, itali niyo rin. Kasi baka mamaya ma-misinform din kayo.
Kasi actually, lahat po, lalo na yung sa mga agency, some information that you are not sure or familiar about, kasi si agency naglalakad, if you want to know the technicalities of your application, you could check that website kasi even consultants, even immigration lawyers and agencies, they need to follow what is written on the guideline of that website because that's for everyone to follow. That's the immigration program. The immigration website of Canada. So everyone needs to follow what's in there, basically. Magkano ang tuition sa course nyo? Sabi ni Jepat. Merely, ano pong work nyo sa Tim Hortons? Nasa front ako, nasa drive-thru ako. Minsan, depende po. So, service crew ba tawag? Sa Tim Hortons? Service crew.
Storefront?
Storefront ako. Minsan nasa drive-thru ako. Minsan makikita mo nasa sandwich ako. So, trainee ako sa lahat doon. So, ganun kasi trabaho dito. You really have to. Sabi ko nga, international students, they can either be on the food industry, the retail industry, sa groceries, sometimes in a office-based work. But right now, those are the things that are readily available for us since we're working part-time nga. Kasi even if you would want to target like office works, they are really sometimes looking for full-time and it's hard, really. So yun. On the Sundays, I am the store in charge on Sundays. So on regular days, I do the service crew. On Sundays, if madadang kayo sa Courtney Park, and so I do supervisor tasks on Sundays. So yun lang naman. Kapag kasi regular, kunwari yung service crew, I'm getting $14 an hour. But if I'm working on a Sunday as acting as an acting supervisor for Sunday shift, I'm getting like $1 top up for that. Since storage charge, that's every Sunday. And yeah, we have an opening. So we're hiring. If you guys are interested to work as part-time at Tim Hortons, we can recommend you. Ano pa? 9, okay po bang option na kumuha ng nanny or daycare? 2 and 3 years old. Oh!
Medyo mahal siya.
Wag lang.
Ang daycare dito para ka na rin.
$1,000 pataas ha, every month.
Much better na lang na hindi ka na lang mag-work. Di ba? Kung doon na lang din pupunta yung sahod.
Kasi tingnan mo si part-time mo, kunwari, si part-time mo sa sahod siya ng $500 every 2 weeks. So that's $1,000 every month. And then you would have to pay for childcare, yung mga 1,000 to 1,200 dito sa Ontario. Eh, di wag mo na lang pagtrabahuin yung estudyante mo. Mag-aral na lang, ay mag-alaga na lang siya, di ba?
Option. Ang nanny, yung sinasabi nila na magkano yung
Sa London, yung binabayaran ng friend ko daw dati nasa 1,000 to 1,200.
nanny yun?
Sa
Childcare.
oo, basta sa childcare.
Kung ang nanny na ibig mo sabihin ay galing sa Pilipinas na dadalhin mo dito, for example, yung sa inyo ba yung plan? Oo. Kung medyo costly din siya. Kung mapaprocess kayo na, for example, relatives ninyo, dadalhin nyo dito as nanny, costly din siya. Magiging, apply nyo siyang temporary resident visa. Tapos kayo yung mag-shoulder ng lahat ng mga insurances and everything, which is very, very costly. So, would it be an option? Option siya, pero malaking pera ang mapapalabas mo at kakailanganin mo. May separation anxiety talaga. Kahit kami, may sepangs kami sa mga anak namin, family namin, pero kailangan mas practical na mauna muna talaga kayo dito. Kay Merly, kung nag-process na daw ba ako ng OWP ko, actually, tinatiming pa. Tinatiming pa namin kasi pinapakiramdaman pa namin ngayon yung sitwasyon dahil alam na natin sa nangyayari sa ngayon. Dahil sa mga, COVID, mahirap mag-secure ng mga documents. So yun, pinapakiramdaman pa namin yung sitwasyon. So hopefully, soon, ma-apply din namin. Si Donnie Ray, thank you po. Eureka. Pag under PGWP na po si SP, pwede pa rin po bang kuhaan si spouse or common law partner for OWP? Yes. Yung requirement naman dyan is pagkatapos ni SP mag-study na under PGWP na siya, dapat meron siyang 3 pay stubs. Diba? Para ma-apply niya ng OWP si common law partner or si husband.
Pero under NOCB?
Dapat under NOCB. Talaga, kailangan NOCB. Not necessarily na related sa tinapos mong kurso as long as NOCB siya, NOCA or NOCO. Hindi pwedeng NOCC, hindi pwedeng NOCB. Yep. Kay Bernadette, if yung partner ko po ang SP and I will be his OWP, pag nasa PGWP po siya, can I also ask na din po to study or much better na tapusin niya muna yung PGWP so that he can be also my OWP if I can get SP. Pag nasa PGWP ba siya, automatically pwede kang mag-apply ng OWP. So no need na mag-study muna. Baka naman, 'di ba, after ng PGWP niya, baka naman maging PR na kayo. Pag nag-PR kayo bago ka mag-study, less ang iyong tuition fee. Pagka PGWP si husband, tapos ikaw magiging SP na hindi pa kayo PR, mahal. Another gastos. So, 'di ba, pareho na rin na parang nagdalawang kumbaga history repeats. Nag-ulit lang kayo ng cycle, parang cycle na lang yung sa inyo, inulit nyo. Kumbaga, much better na naka-PGWP si husband, ikaw OWP ka, tapusin nyo na lang muna yung PGWP niya. Pagka worst comes to worst na wala pa rin yung PR ninyo, that would be another option to file for the SP, na ikaw naman yung SP. Kay, sino to? Ano ba, paano to? Nine or 9? Nine, siguro. 9? Or Nine? Ano man ang pangalan mo? Thanks po, Ate Aileen, another one. Okay, you're welcome. Kay Sam, hi, yung delivery option po ng 2-year program na napili is online day lang. Is that okay for PGWP? Online day lang. Anong ibig mong sabihin? Yung delivery option po ng 2-year program na napili ko is online day lang. Is that okay for Anong ibig mong sabihin? Dito na sa Canada? or nandiyan ka sa Pilipinas? Kasi kung sinasabi mong online day lang, kasi ngayon online naman talaga yung setup. Pag nasa Pilipinas ka, di ba dapat 50% of your program nandito, tatapusin mo dito sa Canada. That would be, that would make you eligible for PGWP. Pero kung nandito ka na sa Canada, like for example yung nangyari sa amin, nandito na kami sa Canada, bago to naging online yung platform. So okay lang na matapos yung program na okay, thank you so much for this. So okay lang na matapos yung program namin na naka-online dahil unprecedented naman tong situation. Okay, Marie, thanks Ms. in advance sa recommendation for Tim Hortons part-time. I'll be coming this December if pwede na maka-travel dyan sa Canada. Global Business Management din ako sa Humber College. Oh, that was my first LOA. Humber din dapat ako pero hindi ako natuloy.
Bakit?
Dahil 1 year lang yung program, ayokong i-risk. 9 talaga. Okay, 9. Si 9 talaga ang pangalan niya, hindi Nine. Okay, 9. Okay, Bernadette, thank you so much po. Very well explained. You're welcome. Okay, wala nang questions? Wala na? No more, no more?
No. Thank you so much, guys, for the 27 people who remained watching our live Q&A. Please don't forget, if you're still not subscribed to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe and like watch our videos din po. Also, please like our page. It's Sarky and Aileen. Padamay naman natin yung number ng page namin, page likes namin, please. So 800 plus pa lang, di ba? Thank you so much, guys.
Yung delivery option po is even online po nung wala pang pandemic is online day po. Dito sa Canada yan. Online. Ano yung naka-SP ka? Naka-SP ka dun sa?
Ano yung online day?
Kasi
Yung meaning online na pang umaga?
Baka siya, tawag dito, nung nag-apply lang siya ng na baka kumuha lang siyang course na online. Di ba may mga online courses?
Online courses! May LOA ba yan?
Kasi sabi niya, yung delivery option po is even nung wala pang pandemic is online day. Pero ang ibig sabihin, naka-student permit ka ba dito?
Oo, pag may study permit ka, yung school mo na is under DLI, nag-i-issue siya ng PGWP. Depende yan.
Oo, depende sa...
Kasi usually, mga colleges, community colleges dito, kailangan pumasok sa school. Pag online delivery, just because of the pandemic. But basically, if it's a certificate you're getting, it's online delivery.
Hindi namin actually... wala kaming idea sa
You have to check muna if that's
2 years. Yeah, global business. Kasi yung kinuha ko doon sa Humber is marketing management. 1 year siya dapat. Pero hindi na ako nagpakuha ng another LOA na 2 years for global business. Kasi nung nakita ko yung Lambton na mas mura siya. Tapos nakita ko yung 3 terms lang ako mag-aaral sa Lambton and yung 1 term is dedicated na siya sa co-op, yun yung pinili ko na lang. For me, 2 years.
So yun na nga, guys, we have to end since wala pa kaming nalulutong kahit na nung lunch na. Hindi pa nagkakain. Hindi pa ako kumakain ng kanin. Kailangan kumain ng kanin.
Gutom na si baby.
Gutom na. Thank you guys for watching. Yun. So please don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel and like our page, Sarky and Aileen. And then again, if you need any help with well, I can refer you to some people I know na I'm not affiliated with, like di naman sa Lambton, but some people I know who are like who are affiliated in other schools. I could refer you to them. Thank you so much. We could, so that you don't have to pay for the fees anymore, for the application fees. And some schools are waived tayo. So if you need anything about that, or if you want to know more about that, you can message me on our Facebook page. God bless everyone. Good luck with your applications, and also stay safe. And salamat. Thank you, Rana. Next week.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Global business pala siya. Kaya